Niners! I give you a little indication there. Hey, fam, don't stay out of them super burrito contests, man. I'm telling you right now. I came close to winning, but the next day, boy, it's rough. Yeah. Bam. Boom. Bam. Now I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Because what? Ain't a damn thing changed, Rudy. Boy, we ran Rudy out of Twitter today. Boy coming there starting stuff. We wasn't even messing with him. Boy, we got the last word on that, didn't we, Rudy? Man, you be asking for it and you don't finish it. That's fine. Keep doing it. We can do this every day this weekend, next weekend, the rest of the football season. But we got his ass. Anyway, fam, 49ers unfunny comedy of errors leads to Vikings victory. Fam, that was just really unnecessary. The Niners versus Vikings game is a reminder that in the NFL, it is mandatory, it is necessary to show up to work for every contest. You know what, though? And I hate to think so, but you get the feeling the 49ers maybe they played the Cowboys, they played their ass off, right? Because the Cowboys fired them up mentally. Man, I just hope they don't do that. They can't get that way. There were plenty of miscues all over the field with the San Francisco effort. Defense was uncharacteristically questionable in areas where they usually aren't. The mini offense got away with far too much, fam. They got away with way too much. 49ers don't give up all that kind of luxury to a... It'll be going to the phones for your take on how the Niners allowed the Vikings to methodically run and craft just enough offense to win Week 7 and anything else you want to spotlight for this Week 7 loss. Because I'm still like, I got some things here. Okay, we might as well jump on this right now. What was Coach Wilks thinking? What? 16 seconds left in the second quarter, right? Had the ball on their own 40 and no timeouts after the Niners had cut their lead to 10-7. All the Niners D had to do was not give up a big play. That's all. And you hear that all the time, too. As long as whatever team doesn't give up the big play, they should be fine. Boom! We gave up that big play, Bobby. Oh, we could hurry up. We hurried up and gave it away. DC Steve Wilks. Steve, I'm trying to be cool and patient. I keep telling people, wait. He's developing his plan. It's a master plan. It's going to unfold. It's going to materialize. It's going to happen somewhere between Week 12 and end of the season. We're going to be saying things like, but I don't know why we questioned him. Right now, he's pissing people off. Wilks decided to dial up some pressure and bring 7 pass rushes on 3rd and 6. The result was, it was outrageous. Moody Ward whiffed on an INT, which led to a 60-yard TD for a Vikings rookie named Jordan Addison, who actually was involved all day long. And that gave the mini team momentum and a 16-7 lead. You know, we talk badly about Kirk Cousins as much as we can and laugh and joke about him. You know what? Kirk Cousins was so accurate yesterday. It was crazy, man. He looked like one of the nation's best surgeons doing an operation on the 49ers. Damn. And we're not, hey, fam, you know what? This is beyond emotions and just being irrational at this point. We're seeing things as it is. According to ESPN Next Gen Stats, it was the very first time a team sent 7 pass rushes in the final 30 seconds of a half, and the ball's in the opponent's territory. That happened in Week 11 of the 2020 season. That hasn't happened since and shouldn't have happened yesterday. Coach Wilks, please, man, you're better than this. Please. Oh. And as a matter of fact, after the game, Coach Shanahan, he didn't sound too thrilled about that call either. He didn't say anything bad about Steve, but I bet the guy in the office had some things to say. Shanahan did say this about that to the media and the press. That stuff we'll discuss throughout this week. Obviously, I did not like the result. See, fam, you know, if you're a team like the 49ers and got the goals that you have, you got the team, you got everything you need, just don't be stupid. You should get to the promised land. You really should. Everybody, even LeBron James stopped rooting for the Cowboys and came to the 49ers. I love it. I love it. Cowboys, anyway, I've quit thinking about the offensive effort, though, fam. I'm not happy with it. But on this particular week, as I looked over things a little more after we got through talking yesterday, the biggest reason for that loss, listen to this, fam. Vikings had 66 plays. 49ers had 53. Vikings 35 minutes, 49ers 25. I don't know what you're thinking. Well, that's because the 49ers offense wasn't doing nothing. Yeah, I don't know. The 49ers didn't get ample time to do anything. The Vikings had the 49ers out there all damn night. They couldn't get them off the field. And it has with that running and the worst tackling the 49ers have done. The 49ers have not tackled this bad. And you know what really is worrisome about that, fam? This is the same personnel that used to be able to tackle. This is why I'm pissed off. Translation don't know the offense wasn't without any blame, but that is too much of a possession time for the opposing offense to be on the field. There's numbers out there, fam. There's numbers. 10 missed tackles. 10! That's double digit! I was crying about that the whole night. Remember I kept saying, there he goes. Here you go, fam, the running game. There's one missed tackle. There's two. Okay, now he's dragging that guy for another 3 yards. Why is this happening? They forgot how to tackle? They don't feel like it? I don't want to... I'm just thinking, no, fam. D'Amico leaves, Salah leaves. Are they okay with Wilkes? Why won't they work for him? And I say that because I don't know, maybe they don't understand the scheme quite yet, and they're playing a little slower than they would. Because with D'Amico and Salah, of course, D'Amico coming down, a disciple of Salah to some degree, and they're just carrying on where they were. And D'Amico just had a little flavor to it, a little salt, a little pepper, a little oregano, and that was it. But now, I don't know what Wilkes is doing, but we'll see. CMXC scored 2 touchdowns in that loss, but afterwards he was slapping himself for the one play in particular that he felt cost us the game. Niners were driving towards the end zone early in the game, as you remember, as we always do on the first drive. We're straight money, boy. That first series, give us the ball aboard the field first. We're coming in. He did. McCaffrey fumbled the ball to the Vikings. We came all the way down the field for McCaffrey to fumble the ball, and killing that scoring opportunity. And the Vikings took over, as you remember, and drove 89 yards to take a 7-0 lead while setting the tone for pretty much for the night, where their offense racked up 452 total yards. Fam, we have not given up close to 500 yards. I mean, it's been, you have to go look that up. It doesn't come in recent memory. CMXC made it clear while speaking to reporters after the game that he blamed himself for his fumble as well as what happened the rest of the way. He said, quote, I think we have a team that's hypercritical of each individual, and we can't just let it trickle down and got to take a good hard look in the mirror. I know I'll do that. I made a bad mistake today that I believe cost us the game if I don't fumble that ball, and so I'm going to put it on me and go from there, unquote. CMXC, Christian, no. I mean, I appreciate you being humble, but you know what? No. You made up for it. You gave up one TD. You gave us 2. Are you serious? It was not you. And C-Mac finished the game with 45 yards and 1 rushing touchdown on 15 carries with 3 catches for 51 yards and 1 receiving TD. And I ain't mad at him. His status was questionable coming into the game due to an oblique injury to begin with. He fought through any issues he may have had and said his injury status was irrelevant in the end. See, C-Mac-C's, that's the dude. If we had like 11 C-Mac-C's, the league would consider our team illegal. McCaffrey went on to say it really doesn't matter. If you're out there, you have a responsibility to your teammates to play the best you can, and I can't make those mistakes like that early in the game. Christian, enough, man. Christian. You know what? I want you to continue to do what you do. Set the trend, set the example. I want others to follow when they grow up to be like CMC. Fam, by the way, Monday marked the 16th game in a row with Mrs. McCaffrey's baby boy scored a touchdown. You know what that means, don't you? He is the all-time top legend when it comes to TDs in a row every single game. That's who he is. That's what he does. C-Mac-C does not go out there to play no casual ball. He goes out there, balls to the wall on every game. And there'll be a lot of soul-searching, Bam, in the days ahead for 49ers to try to pick up the pieces and see what they're going to do going forward. And C-Mac will start with focusing on what he needs to do better. And you know he will. Meanwhile, another team leader, Fred Warner, see, these are the guys that got the fire and desire. You can see it. They're glowing. You can see them all game long. They're just putting in that little extra effort on every play. Fred said wants to see the team improve their mental toughness. Hell, I do too. What happened at the end of the first half against the Vikings? Where's the pass rush? You know, I know they're getting the ball out quick because they know better than to do. Any team in the league knows better. Do not hang around in that pocket waiting to find some receiver. Get that ball out your damn hands or be prepared to be carried out with a body bag. Everybody knows that now. So you see, that is what is preparation for the 49ers now. No, ain't nobody going to sit there and watch Nick Bosa get another record this year for sacks. He got Javon Hargrave in the middle. Are you serious? Eric Armstead could explode any minute now, but he hasn't. And now you added Randy Gregory. Now, I don't know about the guys who got an... 49ers have invested a lot of money into that D-line, fam, that was expected to be among the league's best. But yesterday, they weren't making the impact they're supposed to make. That's all the bottom line is. Niners total zip, sack, zero, nada, nothing on Kirk Cousins, who picked the defense apart to the tune of 378 yards. 452 yards total left. The rest of the way they ran. They just beat our ass. Just beat it. The Vikings. They're not that good, fam. They are not. And it's scary to think about that because we're playing the Bengals this weekend, looking like we looked for the last 2 weeks. What can we expect? Oh, 2 TDs and 1 INT on 35 of 45 passing. Cousins, as I said, he held a clinic on the 49ers defense. There were 4 quarterback hits from D linemen on the night, 1 each from Nick Bosa, Cleveland Farrell, Randy Gregory, and Eric Armstead, and not enough pressure on Cousins overall to change the trajectory of this game. Cousins was out there doing whatever he wanted to do, whenever he wanted to do it. And there were times when he wasn't even concerned about getting the ball out quick. Did you see him stand out there? Scaling the field, looking for whomever he wanted to find and did. Coach Shanahan was asked after the game if he felt like he was getting enough from his pass rush. Shanahan said this about that. No, I didn't like it. It didn't look like it. Unquote. The Niners had 2 sacks in a 1917 loss to the Cleveland Browns last week. Shanahan felt there wasn't as many opportunities for the pass rush to make an impact on the game as there was last night. Shanahan continued by saying last week, I didn't think they had as many opportunities. Kyle, it'll be nice. I want you guys to go and close them doors and shout that puppy out. He goes on to say this week it seemed like they did watching it live. I'll have to check it out on the plane, but we didn't have any sacks today. And when you go against a quarterback like that, you got to make him uncomfortable. And he didn't seem too uncomfortable. Hell, the only people who are uncomfortable were you, me, and Shanahan. Maybe John Lynch and Jed York. Maybe the people who were watching were extremely uncomfortable. Never said so many expletives in my life. Bosa gave his thoughts on where the defensive line stands while singling himself out as someone who really does need to cash in on more of his chances as well. Nick said, quote, I mean, we had a lot of really good players on the D-line and obviously a lot of invested in it. And you have to make the plays when they're there. Nick, okay, well, this is not a revelation. Well, what? Goes on to say you kind of get lulled to sleep by some of the projections, and when those ops come up, you have to be ready for them. And I'm not sure how it meant for the other 3 guys, but I can only focus on myself, and there was definitely a couple of opportunities there where I could have changed the game. And I need to do that with this kind of player, with the kind of player I'm supposed to be, unquote. See, fam, this is what I'm concerned about. What kind of impact or impression has Wilks put on the 49ers? This is not an attitude we ever remembered in the last 2, 3, 4 years, right? So I'm getting a little scared about that. He's going to be with us for the whole season. So I don't know if it's demeanor, his attitude, his relationships. You know, you need to be somewhat of a PR guy, too. Somebody said Wilks has come down from the booth. I don't necessarily want him to come down from the booth, but I do want him to develop a little more camaraderie. Don't be the boss out there. Be the guy like D'Amico used to be. Tell them what to do. Make sure they're listening. This generation doesn't want to be lorded over. You got to get in their head in another way. So if you're out there running old school tactics on them, don't do it. Don't do it. Got to get tougher, fam. The Niners won in a flashy manner early in the season, right? 30 or more points in each of their first 5 games, while winning 4 of those games by double digits. We was talking around here, talking about go get a 50 burger this week. We gonna score 90 damn points, man. It's gonna be man. Last 2 weeks have been a different story, as the 49ers have had the fight taken to them. People look at the film now and he ain't coming in here embarrassing us. No, that's what they're thinking now. See, the 49ers, the target is on the back. That is royalty. Kick that royal butt. That's what everybody's thinking. They get all pumped up. The Vikings haven't played that good of football all year long. Will they see us coming? Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. You got to be able to come out on top in those 2 close, fought hard games. That shows grit. That shows that you really are. So that's what I'm saying. Are guys getting soft? Are they? Warner says the 49ers are going to have to make it winning the slugfest part of their identity. Thank you, Fred. And that they might have to pick things up a notch in the mental toughness area to make it happen. So true, Fred. Oh, that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We've shown, obviously, what we're capable of, as Fred continues, like our best version of ourselves. But at the end of the day, I want our mental toughness to go up. I want to win in any form or fashion. I don't care if it's ugly. All right, we'll figure it out later on, but let's find a way to get this done. The 49ers were actually in a position to win, unquote. The 49ers were actually in a position to win against both the Browns and the Vikings at the end, but weren't able to pull out a win on their final possession. And granted, but then, you know what? I quit blaming Jake Moody because they shouldn't have never been in that position anyway. Try not to put yourself in a position, and it's going to happen. It can't be helped. It can't be avoided. Don't let the refs or the kicker decide who's going to win the game. I hate that. Damn near passed out. Fam, that's the difference between the winners and the pretenders. The guys that show the true grit from the beginning to the ending. I mean, you see it in certain players. I mean, I'm looking at every game, Christian McCaffrey's elbows. Blood just dripping off his arms, the foam coming out of his mouth. He's telling the coach, don't you dare think about taking me out of the game. Even when they try to platoon Christian, you can see him standing there pumping, walking back and forth like a lion in a cage. That's the kind of attitude I want them all to have. Stop with this soft football. These situations are going to continue, fam, for the rest of the season. And will they learn how to come out on top when they do? More truth from Fred. He says, I think the thing right now, is not, we got to find ways to win the grimy games. The ones that it's not looking great, and find a damned way. Fred didn't say a damn way. I did. But he did go on to say, okay, obviously we can win 30-10. Who can't? But who are we and what are we doing, going to do when we're down and we got to come back and win a game, unquote. And everybody's going to blame that McCaffrey. All right, well, Christian can never get big out of that. Do you know that Christian McCaffrey handled that blitz? Yeah, Coach Flores was running them blitz like crazy as usual. A lot of us didn't pay attention, but he did. Fam, he is in his first complete season. Let him grow. And I like the growth pattern, but looking for perfection every week, come on. Your prime-time vets of years don't give you perfection every week, but he'll get it. I got full faith. And Fred, amen. Great and Jalen Moore, though. As you know, 30-year-old lineman Jay Moore was called on to step in for Trent Williams Monday and do some positive reviews for his performance. The Niners expressed confidence last week that Moore could get the job done, and he kind of did. At least he didn't do anything to stand out to Shanahan in a negative way. Coach Shanahan said this about Jalen. And I'm mentioning this because it is a positive. Because Trent Williams is going to get hurt. He is. He's going to get hurt again, too. He'll probably be back possibly next week because he never stays out long. Even if he's in pain, he doesn't mind playing. I don't want him to come back next week because Jalen Moore is going to continue to play. But it goes on to say, the quote from Shanahan, it seemed like he did well. I didn't notice. I didn't say his name much today, so it seemed like he did do well. And that's the thing. When you're not mentioning an offensive lineman's name, he's probably doing a good job. We take them for granted, unfortunately, but we should not. He goes on to say, well, unquote. Even C-Max, he said Cody had a great week of practice, and I thought he did great out there. Notice there was no mention of one Colton McKivitz. Colton McKivitz got blown up today like 3 nuclear bombs. I mean, it was really bad, yes. Though, we got. That was the reason why we lost the game, though, which is weird. Yo, Ellis, get in. Huh? Oh, Delaney Walker Jr., I think it's time for Kittle to be more of a receiver for a while. Delaney, do you know that Kittle was pretty active in that game yesterday? And I agree, though, but he was not laying back in the cuff just blocking in protections. Didn't Kittle have 2 touchdowns? Did he have a TD? Yeah. Kittle was busy yesterday. I don't know if he's getting more touches. I want to see a little more Ayuk, too. Ellis, come on in. But thanks, fam. Ellis. Ellis, oh Ellis, Ellis, come in. All right, is he locked in? All right, so let's come back to Ellis. He's probably tied up doing something. Hey, Dre. Oh, system. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I hear something.
Hello?
Dre. Come on in, Dre.
What's
I know
good?
you probably haven't cooled off since yesterday, so if you want to add on to some of the things that some of the numbers are out, grades are being given out. As you know, the defense got a D minus from a lot of people. We can't let people run on us like that. Brock Purdy, some of the slander we threw at him was a little overdone. No, he was not perfect. He had some lapses, but fail, no. But what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just want to win. I'm tired of losing. It's
You and
only
me
been
both.
2 losses. It's only been 2 losses, and I feel like I've been beat up. I got jumped in the alleyway and robbed.
And people left you laying there for about a half an hour before anybody even called the police or an ambulance. you
So,
know? God.
cause I didn't hear the end of it from my coworker
Oh,
this morning. I'm just
oh, I bet that was brutal.
like, yeah, it was a long day, but yeah, I mean, I can't blame anything really on Brock Purdy. Like he finds ways to get us in positions to win. Like I know you don't like it coming down to the kicker or the ref,
I really
but
don't.
Jake Moody should have made that last week.
Amen.
And then this week, I mean, he was just trying to make a play. I mean, I can't really be mad at him. He's what 14 games, right?
Yeah.
15, something like that.
Yeah, this is why I'm not entertaining all the madness given at Brock Purdy right now. This time next year, maybe. But right now, give me a break. Ah, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I ain't really tripping, but the offense could be better clearly because we should be scoring like every drive because we have the best offense, I think. I
We
mean,
do.
it didn't look like it, but I'd assume. And I don't know why we're not targeting. Like I said yesterday, why are we targeting Ray McLeod? No offense to Ray, but where is George Kittle and where's Ayuk at? Like, I don't understand why we're targeting Ray McLeod at the end of the game. It makes no sense.
Well, you know one thing though about that. The names you just mentioned before you mentioned Ray McLeod, those people are under heavy pressure. Ray should not be. So actually, logically, you might see where is Ray. The Ayuk's done his job. George is taking away some defenders. Ray should be out there damn near by himself. You know what I'm saying? And Juice as well.
Yeah,
They found Dwelly finally. Who's going to guard Gelly?
yeah,
I mean, Dwelly with everybody else out there.
yeah. I understand that, but I mean, at the end of the game, big time players make big time plays. I mean, you
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah,
So
that's absolutely true.
I think I think I know it's still early in the season, but I still just think Brandon Ayuk should be able to still get open. Like I think he should get like 8 catches a game. He has to. There's no way he doesn't. If not more.
I agree.
And
He's
he
going to be
needed
designated
how
number
many
one
targets did
receiver.
he even? How many targets did he even have the second half? Like 2 or 3, something like that.
Uh, I really didn't look at that stat, but the way he was going on in the first half, they knew that what's his name, Bradbury or something like that. They knew he could not cover Ayuk, and so they probably made some adjustments. I'm guessing. I didn't really pay that much attention, but you're right. Ayuk did not have a field day like he did in the first half.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean they're keying on him, so I really can't say much. But it just, I don't know, it's just annoying losing, and the defense. I don't even know how y'all gave him a D. They honestly deserve an F.
And, I mean,
To be
if for no
honest.
other reason but that weak tackling. I mean, come on, the run game it demands that you tackle. Those guys
Well, I
aren't
mean
that.
that
Oh,
that and we had no pressure, like zero. I mean, yeah, we had like 12 pressures or something like that. But
mm,
who cares about the pressures? I was giving Nick Bosa the benefit of the doubt, and if Nick Bosa ain't getting there, where's Hargraves? Where's Eric Armstead? Where's Randy Gregory? Where's Drake Jackson at? Like, where's everybody else at? Are they just
they were getting
standing
blocked.
around?
Yeah, getting blocked. You know what I didn't know, and I don't know if you were aware of it either. Do you know the Minnesota Vikings have one of the better offensive lines in the league? I didn't know that.
Me neither. I thought I seen some about, or maybe I heard some about them being pretty good, but I didn't know exactly how good.
Well, now we do. They're damn good. Dre, here's the thing. Are they that good? Or the 49ers defensive line, have we overrated and expected too much from them? But you look at the names of the people there. You expect something like whatever you're thinking should be accurate. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe we turn up against Joe Burrow, which I hope. I hope we have a comeback game clearly
Gonna have to.
and win.
This
Yeah, we're gonna
team,
have to, because if we lose 3 in a row, oh my.
5-3. These guys are good though. Burrow and company, that's a legitimate team. Had we just won the last two and lost to Joe, I could live with that. But the Vikings and the Browns, and they barely escaped both of those teams. Oh shit!
Yeah, the Browns I could have dealt with, honestly, because of the weather and everything.
Well, yeah,
But
but
last
still.
night, oh my goodness, that shit's pissing me off again already. But yeah, honestly, I don't really got much else to say, to be honest. But yeah, no, now it's really just
I,
go Niners, and
I feel you, man, fam. And I'll tell you what, I'll be back this weekend for the scores, and I'll be looking for you. All right, Trey. Have a good night, fam.
yeah, God bless and have a good night.
Thanks, man. Let's go check in on Ellis now, see what he's doing. Every time I think about
Yo,
Hey, Ellis. Let's come on in, fam. You want to add a little bit more to what we was going over yesterday? Because I've seen the numbers today. I didn't know that they missed 10 tackles. I'm watching it, and I'm watching the Vikings runners just running and throwing 49ers into the dirt. And I says, okay, 10 times that happened yesterday. We ain't got
three or four of them belong to Fred Warner.
Yeah, I know he's involved. And no pass rush to speak of. Kirk was comfortable all day.
Well,
What's going on with us?
well, listen. I don't. It's probably not something that anybody's going to be able to say off the top of their head. But does anybody know how many holding penalties against the offenses that our defense has been playing that the referees have actually fucking called this season in 7 games?
One.
Does anybody know?
I remember one. Last week they finally called one on Nick. But you're right. I don't remember any other. That's it.
Okay. So that has a major effect, and it's probably about 95 or more percent as to why we are not getting sacks and we are not able to completely execute and put down the quarterback or shut down the offense of the teams we're playing. I watched Randy Gregory basically get armbarred and dragged away or held back by the offensive. And I mean, I'm watching these things on the replays. So the referees aren't calling shit. And I know everybody I think it's really just people that aren't Niners fans that argue about that. That has a major that's a major factor and determines whether or not we're able to actually apply pressure to teams. That's why the hell Kirk Cousins, even with the offense being the offensive line getting pushed back. I mean, there was times where it looked like Kirk should have ran into somebody because it had collapsed. The pocket collapsed so much. But you see holding everywhere. Mm-hmm. And the referees aren't calling shit. Mm-hmm. They didn't do it last week. They haven't. They've probably done it 5 or less times the whole season.
And we ended up having to overcome it. But stop it? No.
I mean, and that's not why we lost the game. No, that's not what the hell I said. So don't put words or try to make what you're saying what my words are saying. I'm saying it just like it is. That has a major factor on why we haven't been able to apply enough pressure and get shut down the offenses that we have played. I don't know if the players need to talk to the coaches. They have to do something, because sitting there and expecting your defense to get any sacks or have any pressures or any quarterback hits or any TFLs, that's not going to happen if you guys keep letting these pussies hold you the whole time.
But they call it on us.
You have to actually. They call it on us all day. How many penalties did we have? How many yards of penalties did we have last night?
On holding in particular. That's what really pisses me off. But they don't call them on anybody
They didn't skip a beat. That's what I'm saying. I'm fine if you're going to call it on us, but make sure that you call it on the other side as well. Don't just call it and make it one-sided. Don't make it that damn obvious. At least call 3 or 4 of the penalties on their offensive line. I mean, it was happening week after week after week. It's been happening since the first week, since week 1. Thankfully, we've been on the winning end of those games, and we haven't, but that's because our offense has been playing so well. Yeah. But our defensive line has been struggling because they're being held a lot of the time. Now, granted, there should be some more penetration. We should see some more, we should see some more coming out of Javon Hargrave. I'm disappointed in Eric Armstead. He's like a ghost out there. Like I said last night. Yeah, Nick Bosa's not getting to the quarterback, but he's only one guy. We need everybody to be taking it as serious as as the highest paid defensive lineman in NFL history, or defensive end, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know, man. But on top of the holding, that's just taking away from our production even more. So Kirk Cousins can sit around. He could do ballerina spins and twirls, and he can do his Vanilla Ice thing in the pocket all day and just pick us apart because of that. And Charvarius has been very underwhelming. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because if he's not holding, he's getting burned. Shit, he's looking like Richard Sherman. I'm getting Richard Sherman vibes out of Charvarius. He's too young.
I was getting ready to say, and Sherman has a right to. He ain't supposed. He lost a step. What's wrong with Charvarius? And he was nowhere near this bad last year, which is very concerning. That's why I mentioned the coach.
I said it before, Ronbo. I would be having all the secondary guys running routes and catching the ball like wide receivers. Ain't no way that y'all going to be running around here catching the ball with your chest, with your face mask. Oh, let me hope the ball hits me in the face mask and it gets stuck there. Whatever the hell y'all doing, it ain't using your hands. The football is meant to be caught with your hands, not with your body, not with your chest. And then you wrap your arms around it. George Kittle tends to do that a lot. He does a lot of body catches. But George holds on to the damn ball 98% of the time.
Hand-eye
contact. So he can – and it's
coordination.
Hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
We need that, Ronbo. We need our secondary to be doing those kind of things and having that down. It just doesn't make sense. At least knock the ball down. If you're not going to catch it, fall on it. Let it bounce off your chest and push it down on the ground like it's a fly or something, like it's a gnat, a moth. Do something. Don't let it go from your chest to the hands of the opposition and then go for 6.
Right? Because it's going to bounce off your chest, and now it's in the air. Anybody's ball. That's the one that sets me on fire every time. And the other team's got the ball and gone. You see that? And they're going to blame that on the quarterback. I always make mention of that. That was not the quarterback. Catch the ball with technique. How many times have you been taught? See the ball, make the frame, close. This is not. It's basic football. So if you're in that position out there, you're supposed to play it.
It's man, look, before we know it, this damn season's gonna get close to over, y'all. And I look forward to every game we play. This whole whatever it is, this slight shift needs to, go back to where it was when, we were 5-0. They gotta get it done.
Ellis, I so
Enough
agree.
is enough.
We got to go, Ellis. I'll see you on. Man, this game prediction is gonna be scary this week. Tell you what, I'll see you this weekend. All right.
Yeah,
Right.
no shit. Yeah, man, it's like 50-50 guesses now. Like that's at least where they're putting us. I know we're not. I know we're better than that, but however, it's just not. It's not coming out in the game.
No, I got Debo and Trent Williams back to even think about. Well, anyway, we'll see what happens with you down
Now,
Friday.
Yeah,
All right,
listen. They had too many yards. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they didn't have that many points. The time of possession was significant. The amount of yards that the offense was allowed by the Vikings was significant. That's a lot of the reason why we lost the game. And of course, Jake Moody misses a field goal. I mean, Christian fumbled once in a. It's 2 games in a row, but he got 2 touchdowns, and I don't care about that.
You can't fault him. We really got to go, Ellis. I'll see you Friday, though, fam.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to the squad.
All right, man.
I know.
I appreciate it.
I'm feeling it. I know exactly how you
hit
feel.
Hit that like and subscribe. Yeah, man. We got this shit got to stop, man.
Yeah. All right, fam. Appreciate you, Ellis. You know this. All right, fam. Have a great night. And Tony Nagatani says 49ers didn't address O-line, didn't sign Garrett Bradbury, and drafted Latu instead of a franchise offensive tackle. Vikes definitely got lucky, but we lost because we couldn't enforce the running game. O-line is weak, and they built a platform around. Did you notice that? They have set up where Cousins should be able to succeed, and they finally pulled it together, I think, against us. Let's see what they look like going forward. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony.
Ronbo, let's
go ahead.
Let's cut this up together quickly.
Okay.
Last week we lost by how many points?
1, right? 2?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
How many turnovers?
I forgot. How many turnovers?
1?
At least. Yeah, Kristen.
Okay.
In the beginning of the game, that's right. Or in the midway, he had a fumble. That's right. Okay, 1.
The way I see it, each turnover is a drive that we've lost that we could have had a possible score.
Or momentum swing, you're right, for sure.
All right. If you couple that last week's loss with that one turnover, 1 drive lost, okay, with 13 missed tackles, you're not winning the game.
No.
You're not winning a game with 13 missed tackles, Ron. And this week, all right, we had 10 missed tackles and 3 turnovers. So that's 3 times 3 drives with possible scores. So my point is I think Kyle, somewhere along the line, starts hitting panic stations because we've seen Brock Purdy hit people downfield when they're wide open, no problem, correct?
Yeah.
So I would say to Brock, I know Kyle's calling the play, but I would say to him, if it's a 90% chance to 95% chance you're going to hit him downfield, throw it. Because a downfield bomb, as you know, as everybody knows, is subjected to being picked off. So if it's a 90% chance or Kittle's out there wide open or whatever, throw it, no problem. But when the game's tight, why take that chance? Why not throw the ball out to the side, the left-hand side, right-hand side, don't turn it over. You don't know who's going to bust a 60-yard run for a TD, a.k.a. Jordan Mason. You're just giving the game away.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I've always had a problem with that.
What Ellis was talking about with the referees, we had the same problem in the NRL, Ronbo. And my team, they put together a tape of all these penalties that were wrong. And they said to the league, the head of the league, they said, this isn't a tape of complaints. We're not complaining. We're not saying that, you guys are doing us like wrong or anything like that. But the game has rules, and it's painfully obvious by this tape that they seem to get it wrong every time we play. All right? That's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You send them a tape of every single game where they've stuffed it up. And then what they did was they brought in what they call a match review committee.
Mm-hmm.
And the match review committee reviews every single game that's played. Mm-hmm. And all the errors by the referees are noted. And if the same referee keeps on making the same errors, they piss him off to the lower leagues.
Good.
And they bring somebody else up.
They do that with the NFL. And, Tony, that you bring that up is amazing because the fact of the matter is Goodell and company have said at the end of the year, all of our officials go through an evaluation, and we go from there. Now, we go where from there?
Yeah, but at the end of the year, it's too late. This happens on a weekly basis.
Oh.
All right? In NRL. It happens on a weekly basis. And, mate, you get a warning. Listen, mate, this is where you stuffed up this week. You called this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, and this wrong. Just be aware of it so that at the next game, you're aware of where your mistakes were. If the referees are just called out like that by the league, that no one has to know about it.
Stay on their toes, wouldn't they?
All right?
Yeah.
They'll stay on their toes on a weekly basis. At the end of the year, we evaluate it. At the end of the year, you made us lose a chance to go into the Super Bowl.
Right? It is too late. But Tony, at the same time, if you get too loud about the officials during the course of the week in interviews or anything like that, Goodell will slap you with a fine and you'll hear that pop all the way across the country. I said, you know what?
That's why you have to do it diplomatically, and you have to do it behind the scenes, so that no one knows about it. Because if the 49ers do it, media and this and that, well, then they're going to say, oh, look, this team's whinging, you're giving them preference, you're doing this, you're doing that. You do it behind the scenes. You send Goodell the tape and you say, look, mate, this is starting to get a little bit ridiculous. We don't want to do it publicly. We want to do it privately, and we want you to address it, my friend.
Yeah, and you don't have to say any names, any officials' names out in public. You don't have to call about any teams or particular games. But please, the next time you see Nick being choked down to the ground, can you ask your official if that's okay? Could he make that call? I said, it's just every week. I've almost gotten used to it, but God damn it.
And like I said, there's no need for us to risk the ball in a tight game like that when the throws are going to be 50-50. Throw it out to the side.
And kill the clock at the same time, Tony. We didn't have a minute. I do not understand what Shanahan was doing.
I mean, he had an extra play in the last game. And as far as Moody goes, this was happening in preseason. If you go back to preseason, he was nailing 60-yarders and 50-yarders and that, and he was missing all the close ones. But the long ones, he gets them. And I was going to say the other day, I thought, mate, if it's 50 yards out and more, bring him on then. Don't bring him on when it's 40 yards out. He's going to miss it.
He's too bizarre. This has got to change, Tony. It's just a little bizarre, but it's going to have to go. But, Tony, we got to go, though. Let me see you. I'll see you this weekend, and you contemplate, think about what you're going to do for a score. This game against the Browns. I mean, it really looks like doom's a pit of hell to read. Anyway, I'll see you Friday. All right.
All right, brother.
I
Shout
appreciate
out
you,
to the
Tony.
usual suspects, and see you next time.
Looking forward to it, Tony. Cheers, my man.
All right, cheers, mate.
We, you know, and when we have legitimate complaints, I don't consider it whining. We're talking about real life situations here with the 49ers. That holding has gotten really ridiculous, but we can let us hold. Call it in a heartbeat. Don't they call Trent Williams for holding each and every week? Don't they call? It's Trent Williams every week. It's called, and he's a Hall of Famer. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Ronbo, can you take me after the next call?
Okay, we'll do. Okay.
All
And
right,
let's-
thanks, buddy.
All right, Phil. And let's bring him in here. He is the head of the Dragon Clan. Here's Papa Dragon.
What? What's up, man?
Pop, good to hear from you, man. We go too many days
Good to
without
be
you. I start to
back.
feel that void.
Good to be back. Good to be back. Ronbo, I like to read you a little bit of my receipt. At the beginning of the season,
Okay.
I stated the following. I have the notes actually in front of me. The OC must trust his players to make plays and adapt to defensive anomalies and weaknesses. You need to run the ball, and if you can't run the ball, that means somebody's open.
True.
I also stated that the head coach must lead the entire team, which Shanahan doesn't do. I also said that CMC is the biggest cog on this team. You have to have him to be successful. I said the offensive line had to be successful. I said the defensive line had to be successful. And I said a healthy QB that can threaten the whole field has to be successful. Ronbo, none of those things happened. Okay? None of them. Now, despite all of that crap, Ronbo, the reality is this. What do they say? What do they say when you go on the road in the NFL? What do you take with you, Ronbo? What do you take?
No, wait, give me the question one more time. I'm sorry.
What do you take with you when you go on the road as an NFL football team? What do you need to take with you to win? Defense, running game,
Yeah, you know what?
special teams,
It's always defense.
and running game, and
Yeah.
special teams. You pack that in your bag. You
Oh, yeah.
take it
I
with
mean,
you.
I thought you meant the number one thing. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's not only.
Oh,
when you
no,
go
no,
on the
no.
road.
What you pack and take with you. That's what you take.
Yeah.
Okay? All those areas were deficient. Okay? Ronbo, do you know what Kyle Shanahan's record is in the fourth quarter when trailing by 8 points?
Uh-oh. It can't be good because usually we're front running.
Out of 36 victories, out of 36, Ronbo, Kyle Shanahan, if trailing in the fourth quarter by 8 points or more, has 0 victories.
Whoa.
0, Ronbo.
Whoa.
0. What that tells me, Ronbo, is that he doesn't have a Joe Montana on his team. Because like I tried to tell everyone here, and I take my hate for it. People get angry when I sit there and say, hey, Joe Montana wasn't Joe Montana in 12 games. Let Brock Purdy be Brock Purdy.
But Pop, was it? I
Joe
mean,
he
had,
made- go
in
ahead.
Atlanta, he had pretty much one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. Although him and Shanahan had a
Did he-
falling out.
did he
I mean,
really?
Matty Ice and him had a falling out.
Did
but
he really?
Well,
Did he really, though?
well, Ryan
Really?
was usually pretty good.
What was Matt Ryan? Was that your guy in that? Was it Matt Ryan? Was that the guy? No,
Was the guy.
Matt Ryan was a good quarterback that Shanahan made better. Made to a very good quarterback. That's what his system does, right? If you're average, you'll be above average to good. If you're good, et cetera.
Take you to the
Point
next
is that if
level every
you're a
time.
good quarterback, he'll make you great.
It's a
Right.
system. Yeah.
So the minute that Brock Purdy didn't have the rest of the Avengers with him, trust me, Hawkeye is not taking care of business by himself.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Iron Man Thor's not around.
Okay, but you know what?
It's just Hawkeye and his arrows.
Elaborate on some of the other things, because the fact of the matter is, I don't think Brock Purdy can lose that or win that on his own. But listen, where else were you going next week? Because Brock Purdy's won. Okay, give me the next couple of things you packed in that bag.
Well, here's the deal. I know what Brock Purdy is, and he's not the reason they lost that game. He's not. But if you go back and you unpack some of the stuff that I said at the beginning of the year, I said the OC must trust his players to make plays on the field because see, Shanahan's on the sideline.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to let players play the game.
Huh.
He's got to because if you can do that, and the players can create some stuff themselves, then when they're in that situation, they can win. But it doesn't change the fact, Ronbo, that Kyle Shanahan is the brains of this offense, and he is 0-36 when trailing by 8 points.
Which, by the way,
period.
I just want to hit upon that. But that's why Shanahan should take the brunt of all these losses. Because, as you said, Shanahan does not allow for complete freedom out there. You put that striped uniform on, you get out there and you do like you're told. This is why I worry about that whole thing. We'll never see a quarterback get that kind of freedom with Kyle Shanahan. And with what you know about what Kyle Shanahan's offense is about, you may be able to manipulate it even better faster because you're on the field and you're watching what's going on the field. And whatever Shanahan just called, audible Kyle Shanahan, let your quarterback do that every now and then. No, he won't do it.
You see a mismatch? Go to your mismatch.
Yes.
I mean, the great ones do that. We can't just anoint people great, okay, because their stats look great. You know, moving forward, it's like I hear people complaining about the refs. They've been holding Nick Bosa since Nick Bosa's been in the league.
I mean,
that's why I said paying him all that money is fool's gold.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in general, he's the most held person in the league, but it's every game. During a 5-game win streak, a player of his caliber only has a couple of sacks. Don't you think that's odd in the playoffs? No sacks? Don't you think that's odd? That's because he's getting held.
I've always thought it was odd, but then I thought to
and
myself,
they get away with it.
You guys, you 49 fans, you imagine things. What? I
we don't care. Down. We don't care if he's getting held. We don't care if he gets held if we're 5-0. But we can't start complaining about the refs when they just do their job. And their job right now is to protect the quarterback.
Good point. Don't wait until it's too late.
So he's been getting held all season. Yeah, he's been getting held all season. Now, number two, biggest problem with defensive line right now is that we got a lot of money there. We don't have a dedicated run stopper. Again, I said Hargraves is a 65% player. He's a pass rusher. He rushes from the inside. What do you do to a pass rusher? What do you do? What do you do to Michael Parsons? What do you do? You run at him. Yeah. Run right at him.
You just
and you're going to run right past him.
You don't run at Myles Garrett, but you do run at the other names you mentioned. So, yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you what. They're spending big money, okay? And the money they're spending is not solving big problems. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think Brock Purdy's the problem. I don't. He's not the reason why they're losing. He isn't. But you cannot put him in a position where Shanahan has already proven his system doesn't work at the end of the fourth quarter. Because you need a quarterback who can play beyond the system, right?
But
he plays beyond system.
See,
what makes Mahomes great?
Andy Reid lets him do it. See, that's the thing. You know, Shanahan has control issues. He doesn't trust. This is what I'm saying. When we used to blame Jimmy and everybody else we've had, it was because Shanahan, nobody tells those guys, but you better not step out of line. This is what I want done. And they're afraid. Remember, Jimmy looked great when he first came. Even last year, with Brock, he looked great. And then Shanahan gets you in his little room and says, here's what you're going to do. And all of a sudden, we're saying these things. Fam, we got we got to do. Pal, we got to get together one day and do a show. We got to go now.
It's on Shanahan, brother.
I tell you.
Okay.
Shanahan
all right. Hey, let me get my shout-outs real quick. Shout out to production, The Big Show, Jalen, Big Daddy Ellis, Tony, Jill, Diet Pill Phil, and you, Ronbo. Brother Ronbo, shout out to you, Ronbo.
Thanks, Bob.
Good to be back. Good to hear from you, man.
Good to hear from you.
I wish you great health. And we'll holler at you later.
Can't wait. Have a great night. Give my best to Mama Dragon, and bam, boom. Night, fam.
Oh, yeah. Later.
He's so right. And I've been complaining about Shanahan and his don't do anything we haven't went over. I'm telling you, don't. Hey, Josh. Oh, I'm sorry. Diamond Dog Sports H family. Officials call the games exactly how Goodell tells them to. Why would they be punished? Remember the Super Bowl versus Kansas City? Can't tell me that wasn't a fix. I won't, Diamond Dogs. I saw it all day. I mean, I saw our defenders. I see Nick look like his tongue was about to be hanging out, and the refs didn't say a damn thing. I've always cried like this. But what do you get from other people? But you 49ers always think it's everybody's fault but the 49ers. What did you watch the game, mother? Okay.
No, for sure.
Hey, Josh, come on.
That was a good call. Last caller, that was good. He pointed out a lot of good things.
He always does. Yeah.
But like, hey, Pat, let's face it, man. Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't get to do what he wants. It's his O-line. It's not Andy Reid. Their O-line holds every single play. I'm dead serious, man.
I agree.
Every single play they hold. They're 5 to 10 yards off the damn ball before they even hike it. They're in a legal formation every play. So that's why put Josh, anybody behind there, and they'll look like.
Thing on that though, you point that out, but the Rams also were lined up offsides. And what do refs always catch because they got a time and slow butts to see that. Remember the game? They showed the replays on some of the plays, and they showed the Rams were actually lined up offsides. They were jumping all day, and yet the refs never opened their mouth. Not a whistle one. So we're gonna get that, and we just got to play through it somehow.
Yeah. No. Two things I want to kind of go off of. I know last night I was throwing Wilkes under the bus, but he's responsible, and Kyle is too, definitely. This loss is 100% on Kyle and Wilkes. It's more Wilkes than Kyle for sure. Our defense, it's been happening. The last couple of weeks, they can't stop fourth downs. They can't get off the field on third down.
Nope.
The soft coverage. No, we have no pass rush, and let's face it, it's not because we're being held left and right. Does it happen? It does. Not every play, but our one pass rusher that we have was too concerned about getting the bag instead of being there for his team and being there for himself. Like he was more worried about the money. Yep. So he's not in football shape. He just isn't.
He just looks good,
and it's a shame.
Right.
He looks good.
Yeah, it's a different though. It's a difference. Going out there and playing and getting your endurance up is a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, it's way different. But I don't know what Kyle's thinking. Like I was making a joke in the chat earlier. Kyle doesn't even know he has Jordan Mason. He thinks every time Mason was playing, it was Elijah Mitchell. Like, what is Elijah Mitchell doing? I know he's been injured. I understand that, and he is a decent running back.
But
he
Josh,
did pretty good for us his rookie year.
Mitchell doesn't have the same amount of burn as Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason's been out there for weeks, while Elijah Mitchell's trying to heal up.
Mitchell was in there for one play yesterday,
and he didn't do anything with it.
He went nowhere. And it was the same thing. The last time he was out there, he's not producing. Give Jordan Mason a shot. Mason's proven himself. He's done a good job. The kid's hungry. He's done right by us. Go with the hot hand. And and we have no timeouts left. Kyle's not throwing the ball to the sideline to stop the clock. Like, it's all right in the middle. Like, what the hell are you doing, Kyle?
Josh,
what are you doing?
Let me just address that for a second. The thing is, Kyle's probably thinking, well, they think I'm going to go to the sidelines. Kyle, because that's the wise thing to do. Now, you run a play, get Ayuk. He's going to get losing guys. Run a little in and out, and shoot to the sidelines. And otherwise, if our wide receiver can watch the defender, if he does bite, then turn it back into the middle of the field. These are things you should work on in practice. I don't know if they run out of time during practice to cover some of the nuances of an offense, especially with Kyle's offense, that they should. Because sometimes they look absolutely stupid out there. But go ahead. God.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Kyle just tries to get a little too cute. at times. And when we're behind, like the caller said before,
I've never won.
he's never won a game when he's behind 8 points or more. And it's a problem. Like, Kyle, you got to take a step back and look at yourself and figure out what you can do to change this and fix it. And the same goes for Wilkes. Like I said last night, I was concerned about it when they hired him. I wasn't too thrilled about it. He's Bobby Sala 2.0. I mean, he really is. I know a lot of you guys are Robert Sala fans, and you guys think he was, the shit, and he did all this and that. He wasn't that great. He really wasn't.
And Sala refused to blitz. Well, you know what though? There's a contrast between the two.
Blitz.
I mean, Wilkes loves to blitz. I think Kyle told him to slow it down a bit or something, but he does. And then when he does do it, it's the wrong time.
Yes,
okay, you know what?
Yes.
To be fair, I got to see that a couple more times. But I got 30 seconds left in the half. And you're blitzing? Why, Coach?
Yeah.
You're not fooling anybody with that.
If we're up by 3 scores, okay, I can let that go. I mean, I would still call it questionable on that call, but you can't do it in that kind of a situation. You just can't.
Common sense. As a polished pro.
And I mean, out of all honesty, what really helped our when Robert Sala was our defensive coordinator, it wasn't even him. It was our defensive line coach that had it going for us. Okay, that's the only thing that is. Yeah, I mean, he made Sala look good. Out of all honesty, And D'Amico Ryans was just a damn good coach, and I'm disappointed that Josh, we couldn't keep him.
But Josh, how about the Jets defense, though?
They're doing okay. I mean, I don't think they're. I think they've gotten lucky.
I'm just saying, maybe, but I'm saying Salah's over there. I don't know that he's bad. He may have evolved since he's been with the 49ers. Anyway, you remember he was a rookie coordinator when he first started with us, and then of course he got hired.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was, and I mean he figured it out, and then but Wilkes is acting like he's a rookie, man. And it's like, dude, like if anybody looks at his wins as a coach, it's not that great.
Yeah, now
I mean, he actually has a little bit more wins than Kyle. He has a little bit more, I think.
Well, he's been around for longer though. Josh, we gotta go. I'll look for you Friday and think about that score. Because I don't know what I'm gonna say. I'm thinking about it. But anyway, I'll look for it.
It's not looking good.
It's frightening, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Fam, here's the thing. If the Vikings and the Browns were able to run against the 49ers defense like that, Mixon's going to have a field day. And then Burrow, if we can't get any pressure on him, ooh. Hey, Jalen.
Ronbo, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Cardinals, y'all irrelevant. Rams, y'all some bums. Seahawks never won the ring in 10 years and counting. Damn it, I know that can't be fun. Oh, and let's not forget, faithful. Kenny Pickett, his knee was down. He was down. They did not get that first down. The Rams should have got the ball back. They should have got the ball back, Ronbo.
Yes.
But they was right. But, hey, too damn bad, man. Too bad, Too bad.
Yeah, see, Jay, let me point that out because that's what Rudy says. Well, I don't even point out things to him anymore. You still point out with Rudy. Rudy give you all the excuses in the world, but you tell him one thing that happened during that NFC CG. Well, no, you guys are just trying to have sour grapes, man. You guys lost that game, Ronbo. Oh, did you hear a word I said? You don't care, do you? It's just about you winning. So yeah, no love for Kenny Pickett. Okay, none. You lost.
No, Ronbo, yeah, and it was at home too. I mean,
yes.
I'm about to say something that's going to give us more. I'm going to say something that's going to give us more positivity about Brock Purdy. Ronbo, the guy still is technically undefeated at home. He hasn't lost a home game. So, we can still build. He can still come back and build up off of that. He can build up off of that, You know what I'm saying? He still hasn't lost a game at Levi's. And Ronbo, I can't even remember the last time the 49ers lost a game at Levi's. So, we haven't lost a home game in a while. Yeah, it's been a while since we lost a home game.
A long while. since
So
last year this time.
yeah, around
We
like
just lost to
last,
the
I think the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Chiefs
was
last
like
time we
week
lost.
7. Yeah, that was a year ago exactly. So, but Rombo, I got a question for you. How far off of a route runner do you think Deebo Samuel is compared to Christian McCaffrey?
How far? And the difference in their abilities.
Yeah.
Chris will run circles around Debo running routes.
Okay,
Long way.
so why are we constantly putting Christian McCaffrey? See, here's something that's kind of
Talk
gotten
about it.
into me.
Good.
That's kind of gotten to me. People are constantly saying, you stop McCaffrey, you stop the run. Rombo, here's the thing about McCaffrey, Kyle, that you don't seem to do. People are constantly saying if you stop McCaffrey, you stop the run. He's not just a runner. Why are we not putting him out there in jet motions and putting him in the slot and having him play wide receiver, Rombo? You can't stop Debo. You know why? Because you can put him in multiple places. Why are we saying, okay, if McCaffrey can't run the ball, he's neutralized from the game? Kyle, put him out there receiver. Find another way to get him the ball. You don't let somebody take a Swiss Army knife like McCaffrey out of the game. It does, like Rombo, all you had to do was plug him into the places where Deebo Samuel would play. Jet sweeps, end around, slants over the middle, and you could have had another running back in the backfield. Because I kept seeing Jawan Jennings going in motion and Ray McCloud, and nobody was biting on it. Nobody's scared of them going in motion. Kyle, you gotta get you can't do that with a guy like McCaffrey, Rombo. You cannot allow a team to take him out of the game. And this man has literally had 1,000 receiving and 1,000 rushing yards. Like, how many times did he catch the ball yesterday?
I don't remember
maybe
any.
twice.
I mean, maybe 1 or 2. It's usually on a check down. Jalen, you're hitting upon. You're lessening. You're not using all of his diverse talents. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's been doing that the whole year.
Exactly.
Kyle, you could utilize him in more. You could have Debo and him on the field at the same
not
time.
A 4-down back.
Oh.
He's not a 4-down. Well, Rombo, he is a 4-down back, but not in the way you think. He's not a halfback dive kind of 4-down back. He's a toss right. He's a toss right first down, swing pass left second down, halfback dive up the middle third down. He's that kind of guy. He's a mix it up between the downs. He's not just a grounder. He's 200 pounds, Rombo.
And Jaden, think about this for a second. What if I run a double reverse and I got them both going on jet sweeps at the same time?
Exactly.
What are you gonna do? I got Debo and McCaffrey going one way. There's no bite. There's no way for you to make an adjustment on that. Either one of them will kill you. No, Kyle.
And Rombo. And all jokes aside, Rombo, we kept saying for weeks, you got to score 30 to beat Brock Purdy. Last I checked, Rombo, these last two teams, they ain't been putting up. They haven't scored 30. So that means defense is doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
Offense, y'all ain't putting up y'all 30 because you got to score 30 to beat Purdy. But Purdy ain't giving us 30. He's giving us 17. The defense is holding up. I pointed out yesterday, 10 total touchdowns. You know, your keyboard warriors want to say, oh, those are player stats. You have to watch the game. Rombo, Rombo, 10 touchdowns is 10 touchdowns regardless. I asked you yesterday, what other teams have exposed us on defense? The Browns, Rombo, the Browns shouldn't even have gotten down there and kicked that field goal. They shouldn't have kicked that, Rombo. Those 2 calls were BS. They shouldn't even have gotten down the field that drive. That was BS. Straight up. I mean, aside from maybe the Browns running the ball on us, which they do that to everybody, who else has really just dominated us on defense besides a hiccup yesterday? It happens every year, Rombo. The Chiefs did it. The Saints did it in 2019. The Bills did it in 2020. Once a year, the defense is going to give up a stinker. I'm not going to lie. They going to do it once a year.
They do.
They're going to do it once a year, Rombo.
But
we're acting as if they've been giving up.
And Jalen, just to add credibility to what you just said, the Browns did not run romp shot on the defense. We made a couple of mistakes, and we couldn't get our own engine started. But the Vikings did. The Vikings were just doing anything they wanted to do.
It's crazy how that one mistake has made us like do we not forget? Like, we just completely blew out the Steelers and Giants and like, we blew out multiple teams weeks. Ronbo, did you not remember what we just did to the Cowboys? 3 picks. How many times did we sack Dak? How fast did we just forget about that game after just getting embarrassed like this? Brock Purdy, he was dealing and wheeling. And now all of a sudden it's weird. It's weird.
Remember the question they asked after the Cowboys game? Did the 49ers already peak? And I said, come on, what do you mean peak? The 49ers got so much ground to cover before they can talk about peaking. Jalen, now I'm thinking about that question a little more in depth. The 49ers, Cowboys may have been the worst thing to happen to the 49ers because the 49ers came in there with the mindset, yeah, we're going to take some Cowboys and ride that ass right on out of town. Well, since then.
I think we needed that, Ronbo. I'm not going to lie. I think we needed that because we did get that. 49ers fans, we got cocky as hell after that Cowboys win. We needed that.
It's time to
and I'm happy that, I'm kind of happy Brock Purdy got those 2 losses. And, Ronbo, I'm glad. And I think the word has gotten around the NFL, Ronbo, because if you notice in these last 2 away games, they looked like away games, Ronbo. It wasn't a lot of 49ers fans. Like, those home teams, they showed up. The word is starting to get around that 49ers fans like to travel. So people are telling they saying, like, nah, don't let them come in here and do that no more. Like, now teams are starting, they're not fearing the big bad 49ers anymore, Ronbo. We gotta start punching guys in the mouth. Like, there's no more.
They need to put on the big boy pants and let's go. Stop fooling around. You can play better than that. Jay, we got to roll. Let me see. I'll see you Friday for that score, okay?
Man, at the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and me need a 2-year rest. And Gene D and Rudy can keep coming in here crying because the San Francisco 49ers, they going to be the best. And I ain't even got to say nothing else about the Raiders, Ronbo. That franchise is just shit right now.
It's on fire.
Honest to God.
Smell bad. You can smell them coming into Vegas.
Nick Mullins did beat them in his first game of his career on national television. And much like that debacle that happened the other day, this wasn't just on some Sunday night afternoon. No, this was on national television. Everybody saw it, Ronbo. The people in Pakistan, India, the abominable snowman saw it. Tinkerbell, Optimus Prime, I don't know, Crash from Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, all sorts of shit. The Ganondorf from Lord of the Rings, Darth Vader, the Wolfman, Frankenstein.
I love them.
Santa Claus, Jack Frost, Jesus. Stevie Wonder.
Even he's seen that.
Batman's parents before they died. That's the movie they saw.
Jared, I'll see you Friday. Oh, God. Anyway, hey, Casey. Casey laying that last bet down and on that final parlay. Is the baseball series over yet? Casey. Case might really be seriously doing something. Okay, we'll come back, Case. Hey, Frank. Even that fish sandwich.
Ronbo.
Frank. How's Mom's doing?
What's up with you?
I just realized.
Yeah, she doing good, man. Thanks for asking, man.
Mom's as a commander. Mom's just been livid just the other day.
Yeah,
That's right. Commanders.
Yeah, she root for Commanders, and then she go with us when they ain't playing. She represents for her son. when they ain't playing, her and my grandma.
She'll be happy.
Yeah, man.
Frank, what do you think about that nasty loss?
Man. Let me ask you, Ronbo, please, man.
Hang in there, Casey.
I was so mad, man. I couldn't even make my fish sandwich, man. Oh, man. Hey, Ronbo. Papa Dragon. Papa made Papa Dragon made some good points, some good key points. Everybody did. Alice, the whole, faithful, man. Everybody was on point. Jalen, Jalen funny, man. He had me laughing with his intro.
You know, any hilarious. Well, you know, because we've been watching, some of us have been watching the 49ers long enough, and Shanahan to come up with some sounds. You know, we accuse him of things. I used to say, we ain't got no business talking about no Kyle Shanahan, y'all. We need to back up on that. No, pump the brakes, baby. No, we're right. We're right.
I don't want to say that we peaked too early. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say that, but it's like, I don't know. It's like I never seen it like in a long time. Well, the defense look like that. Like we look like we was 2-4 and Minnesota was 5-1.
5-2, exactly.
Like it was the opposite.
That's what I'm
like we looked terrible, Ronbo. Like it was embarrassing to watch, man. Like it's like I was hurt, man. Like I don't know if I thought we was being punked or something. Or it was a prank or something. Like
they was running the ball.
Like what is going on? Like like all that money we put in the front line, Ronbo, and nobody couldn't get home. Like and yes, we did have a lot of holes. Like they was holding big time. Like Bosa and Gregory was getting hold. And even Hargrave. Yeah, like they Armstead they was like, if you watch the game, like their offensive line was going a lot of holding, but the rest wouldn't talk. So
sometimes I'm confused about what actually qualifies as holding, because I see guys doing things. When I see that offensive lineman spin and hold, I think that's legal, because I see that every play. Spin and hold.
They just grabbing the jersey, they trying to get away, and
that looks like a hold to me.
But they don't call. They never call on that.
They never call that.
I don't know why.
Unless he gets his arms outside.
We never get them calls.
We
got it one time. They called it one time when the guy was held Nick Bosa. That was that one time. But I mean, I don't know what it is, Ron, but like we definitely have to make a move, man. We go against them top receivers, man. Our corners trash, man. Like our corners is just trash, Ron.
Well, see, they depend on the front line.
Honest,
if the front line is not doing well, they will be toast.
Yeah, but AJ Brown gonna kill Mooney. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta look at the receivers we have to go against in the NFC, and they just getting better. They just got that safety from Tennessee. Like we had to make a move. Like we have right now. Philly is the best team in the NFC right now. Because we look terrible. I mean, we just gotta be real. Until we turn around and I don't know what's gonna take to light a fire up under us, man. But we just look terrible, man. We just, as a fan, as a diehard fan, born and raised a Niners fan, it's like it's heartbreaking to see, man. And on
Frank,
Purdy,
he a rookie.
Let
me ask you this one question though, because last year we got a butt beat by the Kansas City Chiefs, and we looked like absolute hot garbage. Now, if they can come back from that like they did last year, can we possibly expect that big slap like it got last year to wake them up? Because I have a feeling, like you just said, they circle that Cowboys game. Oh yeah, we go get some butt that day, boy. And they played hard until they got there to tune up. And then after they got through with that fight, they came out like any other great fighter in boxing history. They just didn't look the same the next couple of fights. And then all of a sudden they got woke up. Could that be?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. It's like it could be that, or we just peaked too early, and now we just got to find something to light that fire again to get us back rolling. I mean, I feel like we gave our all to Dallas, and then now it's like we're in a slump. We trying to get that first, that first round. That first round back. We trying to get home for the Vikings, but the way it's looking, Ron, if they don't turn around, man, like. It don't look too good for us, man. Like yesterday was embarrassing, Ron, but like that was like 500 some yards on offense. Like Kirk Cousins looked like Joe Montana.
Better.
Like he just looked good. Like he was just striking. Even when we send the pressure, he still finding the open, the open receiver. Like he was just out there striking, man. Like made it look so easy, man. We both had a top defense, man. I'm like. It really was on yesterday. And then you see how he was even audible and I was switching out the plays. You know what I'm saying? Like when he seen we was blitzing. And I'm like, I don't understand why Steve Wilkes ain't creating no type of no different type of schemes to get after the quarterback, like mixing it up, like D'Amico was doing.
They were supposed
And I
to
don't
put some pressure
understand
on
what's going on with that. It's some type of communication disconnect, going on with Steve Wilkes, man. And he need to get it from up there and come on that field, man. And so he can really
Frank,
see what's going on.
Frank,
Because like
what
he's sitting
about-
up there in that box.
Yeah, but what about the heart?
Help
I
him,
question the heart of that front line now because Nick said some things that kind of worried me yesterday. Nick says, sometimes you get a little bored by the protections and everything. I know I got caught up in. I said, "Oh my God, Nick, what are you saying?
Yeah,
Are all
said,
you guys
he
feeling
said,
like that? You guys are getting bored by the protections? That's your job."
He said the NFL will humble you, man, and like, come on, Nick, man, you get paid. We just paid you, man, the highest paid defensive end in the whole NFL. So like, come on,
you cannot
get
get
bored. On Purdy, on Purdy, real quick on that last drive, Ronbo. Purdy, if you go back and watch it, I went back and watched that last play when he threw that last pick. Ayuk was right there in the corner, Ronbo. Right there in the corner, Ronbo. When he stepped, all he had to do was throw it right. You would go back and watch that play when he threw the last pick. Ayuk was right there on the side in the corner, looking. Watch, you see Ayuk standing right there, right on the side. Just watch that last clip.
Frank,
Ayuk right there on the side.
I got no doubt in my mind, but what I'm worried about is that Shanahan set that up as a decoy in order to get that middle to open up. See, this is the thing we know. You have to understand Shannon's mind before you draw any conclusions like that.
We're not gonna win like that. We're not going to win like that, though. So we might as well don't think about no Super Bowl. We're not going to win like that unless Purdy just say, look, Cal, I went to the man that was open. And Cal just had to accept it. I mean, you get mad and want to bench him because he made a right choice instead of just doing what you tell him to do like he a robot.
Absolutely.
Like, that middle was not open at all, Ronbo.
I know it.
Not at all. Like, that was Purdy's time right there to stamp it and everybody see that.
Yeah.
He got that little monkey off his back thinking that he can't, everybody want to see him play coming from behind.
Absolutely.
And so
we got to go.
That was his opportunity right there, man. That was his opportunity.
Sooner or later he's going to take it because it's getting embarrassing. Frank, we got to go.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't giving up on him, man. Well, that's our quarterback, so we got to back him, man. But, I feel you, Ronbo, man. Appreciate you, man. And we just got to get together. And Ronbo, hold on, one thing real quick. We're a team that we normally play, and then they light a fire, and they light our fire, then we go on the road. But we don't play them to the last game of the season.
Rams.
What team was that, Ronbo?
In our other stadium, Levi South. We ain't gonna see them till
the Rams.
Frank, go and get you another fish sandwich. I'm gonna say hi to Mom. Say goodnight to Mom.
Friday, Ronbo.
All right,
I will, man. Appreciate you. All right, love you, faithful, man. We just gotta pray, y'all. We be all right, man. Let's just pray, y'all.
I think so.
So just pray, man. All right, Ronbo.
Night, Frank. And Bozzy Mayan says, would getting a genius defensive coordinator via college or via our coaching assistants be better than retreads like Wilkes who are set in their ways? That's a good point. That's a really good point. The only thing is, he's got to come in the offseason, and they got to train really hard because anytime you install a new defense to a team that's been doing fairly well before, like they were with Robert Saleh and D'Amico, because he may want to come in and run something like the 3-4. You got Nick Bosa. We still have to stay with the 4-3. It's a complicated question. That's why Kyle Shanahan did not want anybody coming in like Vic Fangio and redo the whole thing. So we'll see. But we can't go on like this. It's got to get better soon. Maybe it will. 480 area code. Hello. 480. 480. Hello. Now let's come back to 480. And just checking back on Casey's out there.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Case. Arizona. Who'd you take?
Hey, Ronbo, you got me?
Wait, who's this? This is somebody else. What's the area code?
That's 480.
All right.
My bad.
What is your name?
Oh, this is Diamond Dogs.
Oh, Diamond Dogs. Come on in, Diamond Dogs.
Yeah. We did some shows a few years back, and was a good time, but
Yeah, I do.
just came back into the loop.
Where have I heard this name? Diamond Dogs, how you doing?
Pretty good, man.
Up until yesterday and the last week,
Can't
right?
complain.
Yeah,
I've been getting back into the streams, and I was like, oh man, I got to check back into Ronbo, see what he's up to.
Good to hear from you, fam. And here we are. From where we were last time we talked, it wasn't good. Now we got an excellent assembly of talent, but all of a sudden we're making these little mental errors. There is no team that actually should be able to stay with the 49ers. Not really. Not when they're fully healthy. And that was the case for the first few weeks. But now we have to rely on character, and that's not working in the last 2 weeks because we lost a couple teams we've had no business losing to. What are you thinking, fam?
I was thinking pretty much the same thing, really, because this is the part of the season where guys are starting to get banged up and injured, and there's you can make excuses or you can blame all kinds of aspects of the team right now, but this is the time to go through those adversities, I think, and that's where you figure out, okay, are we that team or are we not? Because if you bounce back, this is the time to do it. You don't want to do it at the end of the season.
No,
start losing guys, finding out you're suspect. Do it now. Go through it now. Like, the team's great. We know we got good guys. We could bring in this person or that person, but the team we have on their best day, I put them against anybody in the NFL. Like, everyone has bad games, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of whatever, but it's 2 bad games that really don't mean nothing. Like, we came off that high of beating the Cowboys. We could have lost that game, and it probably might not have meant that much either, but we lost 2 road games that don't really matter. We're still first place. It's, when did we ever think we were going to go undefeated? When have we ever had a season like that?
Oh, a lot of people were
2
yelling
seasons
screaming
ago,
that.
we were like 10-7. Yeah, but I mean, if you're a real fan, like, if you've been a fan for long enough, that's not
better.
how. Yeah, it doesn't go like that. This is not like, we started drinking our own Kool-Aid a little bit, I think, this season, because we usually don't start out this hot. We start out hot.
We pick up momentum. Humbled. That's true. We start out slow.
Yeah.
Well, we're 2-5 this time.
And then we finish hard.
Yeah.
About how you finish, not how you start.
Absolutely. Make adjustments. We'll make some adjustments. You're not going to see the same 49er team out there next week. In fact, I'm scared to death, though, DD. Oh, Burrow and company. That's a wrecking machine offensively. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, oh, my God. And their defensive line is tough. And they got Mixon, if they know how to use him. Oh, the 49ers are going to be up against it. But maybe, fam, this will be the challenge that'll make the 49ers play better, play harder. I wish I could get Debo back, but if not, give me Trent Williams. The 49ers may make adjustments from being without them, but Trent Williams I still need. Oh, but he's not ready.
Yeah, it's tough. If we go 3 in a row, people are really going to be chirping.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Cincinnati has some issues too, though. I mean, they're not really the Cincinnati Bengals that they have been in prior seasons either. So,
but Burrow's his leg is getting better. That calf strain really messed with him. So I don't know how that's feeling now, but it might be healing up to a point where he can move around a little better. We'll see.
Oh yeah, I know, because I got Jamar Chase in my money league and took him 5 weeks to score a touchdown.
Yeah, right.
So,
and he was complaining.
I've been tracking it. Yeah, I was too.
As a matter of fact, right?
That was my first round pick, and I was like, God damn, man. But yeah, they're good, but I mean, so are we. Just we're not, had a bad game. That doesn't mean the team is bad all of a sudden. Don't have short-term memory. Just got to get it together. I think the adjustments need to be made on defense, and once Kyle too, like when McCaffrey fumbled it, like Kyle takes over. Like when he loses trust in players for whatever reason, he just takes over a little bit too much.
Too much, exactly.
You say what you want about Purdy, if he's this or that, but he did these last 2 games. He's done things he hasn't done in a much larger sample size, which is turn the ball over a few times. Yeah. And that was kind of like the best thing that he did for us was even if he missed passes, he wasn't throwing interceptions. He was throwing over people, away from people.
Yeah, so, he's good at protecting the ball.
Completion or an incompletion. Yeah. And then now all of a sudden he's throwing into double coverages. Like, why are we throwing to, who was it, Ray? Like, was that the last play the game. Like, why are we throwing it to him? Kittle
Right, go to
ran
your
straight
money
up,
man.
cleared that zone out.
I mean,
Yeah,
you go to
like,
George,
I
you
don't
go
know.
to Brandon. You don't. Why, Kyle? You're not fooling anybody.
Anything. The best pass catching running back in the game, and he wasn't used once on that final drive. Like, I don't know.
Not enough. Period. Since week 1.
It's crazy. You can have the best players, but if the plays being called don't, complement that, what are you gonna do? Those soft corners on the edge for the entire game. Like, I didn't really see his press at all. Like, it was crazy.
When they, what I wonder, when they're looking at film, what are they looking at? Are they surmising things in a way that make any sense? If I had McCaffrey, they would be so confused with him. They'd be wondering, is McCaffrey a running back or a slot receiver? I'd have them so confused. I'd have Mason pounding the ball. And then suddenly I might unlist McCaffrey. Well, Kyle Shanahan's got the same kind of genius. Now, he'll argue us both into the dirt as to why he doesn't do that. But clearly that looks like it would be more effective.
Yeah, I think just after when he took the shot in the rib and he fumbled it, I think that kind of shook Kyle's trust in him a little bit to not turn the ball over. And
well, he still got a lot of carries.
Yeah.
But his yardage is down. You see, team defenses are starting to figure it out. They're coming up with schemes and plans for McCaffrey. Now, you knew that was going to happen if Kyle routinely ran him like he does. And I can't believe Shanahan doesn't know that's going to be the case.
And he has some injury history too, so that's what my big thing. Like, he's great, but I'm like, we can't overuse him because he had a few seasons where he don't make it to the end. He don't play the full season because Carolina he's all they had pretty much. So they ran him into the ground. He was hurt like every year.
And now he's surrounded by guys that can help him. There's no need for that. DD, you know I'm gonna call you DD. DDS. I'll be back Friday and. Get back in there. Let's talk about the score. I think this is going to be the longest prediction show we've ever had. Everybody's like, oh, man, God, Jesus Christ. Because after what we just did, laying 2 eggs, and now we're going to play a legitimate team, a contender. Whoa, what's going to happen? Okay. That's okay. We'll be fine. All right, fam.
It'll be all right. It's good to get punched in the mouth right now. We'll bounce back.
Yeah. All right. Diamond Dogs, great to hear from you. I'll look for you Friday.
Y'all be around. Take care, Ronbo.
You too, fam. See, fam, the more I talk about that game, the more worrisome it gets. Bozzy Mayans says we beat a stronger Bengals team at their home in 2021. During the Super Bowl year, we need to beat them or else we're officially worse than our 2021 team. Ooh, I'm scared, fam. But you know what? You need to feel good about me being scared. Because every time I'm scared, the 49ers come up smell like roses. It's when I get cocky. It's when we get our brains handed. T-Flow, Allie.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
T-Flow, we're talking about these ridiculous losses and wondering what happened. T-Flow, it's always interesting to get your take on these kind of situations. Now, T-Flow, what are you thinking?
What I'm thinking is the rest of the league that we're going to, or the rest of the teams we're going to play, they don't fear the Niners no more. They're mocking them with the boombox, right? They're like, look, you lost to a third-string practice squad quarterback without their starting left tackle, without their freaking starting running back. Then you everybody knows Kirk Cousins sucks in primetime, and you made him look like a Hall of Famer. They're without their number one running back in Jefferson, right? And
running back too, for that matter.
Yep, and they traded their best running back.
Yeah.
Not only that. Their tight end was in and out of the game.
Hawkinson.
And you made a rookie look like a veteran wide receiver in Addison.
So, I can forget any of their
Not
names.
only that, like the Niners are not feared no more. I hate to say it. They are not feared at all.
Well,
They're running straight.
Wait. I just want to say about that, though. Now, though, teams come in and put their best game out there. Because, see, I'm thinking, here come them Niners, boy. Oh, they gonna come in and
yeah.
embarrass us. That's respect.
It took a physical team on defense to smack the offense around. But I'm gonna tell you like this, Ronbo, you play sports, right? If you see the team you're gonna play against supposedly good, and they're making a third string quarterback look pretty good, who basically was a practice squad quarterback, right? Their starting running back was gone, and you make that both the running backs look like, damn, these guys are legit. Should I pick them up on the waiver wire, right? Then, so when you play the Niners defense, are you going to be scared? You're not going to be scared if you're in offense. No, they're like, look, we can run on these guys, dude. They're not going to hit.
You think like that, T-Flow. Because I remember playing, and I saw a team, man, they got weaknesses, man. Come on, y'all, don't trip. I mean, why don't you try to trip the rest of your teammates? Yeah, come on, man. They can't do this. They can't do that. We go eat these people for lunch. See, now.
They can't sack the quarterback. They can't sack the quarterback. They can't do. They got all this money on the D-line. They can't sack the quarterback. All we got to do is get the lead by more than 8 points in the fourth quarter, and we're guaranteed we're going to win because Kyle Shanahan is 0 for 36 when trailing in the fourth quarter by 8 points or more. That's all they got to get, and they're in. So there's weaknesses. So
that's so sad.
So think about it. When you play sports and you have that already there, that's going to give their offense like, look, they're not sacking quarterbacks. They're just getting pressures, right? They're playing soft coverage. So we're going to dink and dunk, and we're going to get yards off. We're going to keep on moving the ball. Then, you know what? They can't tackle. We can run all over them. Yep. We all seen it during the preseason. And now, you get at least a decent – yeah, you just get a good offensive line. Man, we're going to run all over these clowns right here. And as of right now, they need to get a D tackle. They got to somehow stop that run because – where do you win the games at, Ronbo? In the trenches.
Damn right.
Right?
Every time.
Our offensive line is getting pushed back like nothing, like they're getting punked. Right? When it comes to the run game.
You know what? How many times? I mean, actually, Brock he didn't get sacked once, I think.
No, it was all elusiveness, but they're getting there, Ronbo.
Well, maybe, but the thing is,
they're getting
because this offense is designed to get the ball out quick anyway. So I'm impressed with the blitzing because now every team thinks they're going to blitz on us. Brock made me proud of him because he adjusted to every last blitz.
Oh yeah.
So you know what?
He's good on blitzes.
Yeah, he's
good on blitzes, but how is it going to be when basically they can't do a 4-man or just a 4-man rush? Once we play against elite linemen, just like how Cleveland was, all they needed was 4 linemen, and they got to the quarterback.
Yeah, and that's why it was a low-scoring game because our defense wasn't giving them nothing. They was neither. But amazingly enough, the defense in Cleveland got scored on in heaping amounts this past Sunday. I was like,
yep.
Wow.
Except for us, we're the only ones who. I think we're the only ones who like didn't score over the 20s.
It's a strange game though, because I'm watching the Browns just pulverize that quarterback. It's bizarre, Tifo. These things
I don't know. Then not only that, Kyle, and then you got Kyle, right? Just like the last caller is saying, and I heard it too. I've seen it. I've been saying this since last year, ever since we got Christian McCaffrey. Take Juice out of the game. All right, put in Mason, and you put in Christian McCaffrey, 2 backs. All right, then you're gonna put CMC in motion. Now, are they gonna cover the run? Because now we got a powerful bruiser that can break tackles. That takes like 4. He probably breaks like every time he runs the ball 2 to 3 to 4 tackles a game. So now, do they want to get an extra linebacker on Christian McCaffrey? Do you want to put the safety down? Are they gonna play the run? Right? And that's what they need to do.
Yeah, but George Kittle, you take him out of the play though, because now George is gonna have to be.
No, you're not. You're not taking him out of the play.
Well, who's gonna block? Because you took out your fullback.
No, yeah, our fullback is Mason. He's going.
No, I have Mason as no fullback though. Okay, you know what? I
No,
like your
but
idea.
he ain't
In
gonna be a
theory,
fullback.
it
He's gonna
sounds
be
good,
he's
but-
gonna be a single eye back. He's gonna be a single eye back. Right? When you go and split it in, right? You're supposed to have maulers. You're supposed to have the run game. Where's your mismatches at? Right? You got CMC in the slot. You got Juwan Jennings on the X and on the Z. Then you got Ayuk on the X. Kittle can either block or go for a pass. If not, we can just straight run it with the Mason.
Yeah, no, the play design is interesting.
Yeah,
But-
and not only that, like we did that when CMC scored the touchdown because they had I got his name Elijah Mitchell. They had Elijah Mitchell and CMC in the backfield together. And when I seen it, I'm like, it's about time they do a 2-back running back system, because we all know Juice is just gonna block, or if not, he's gonna be he's gonna go in motion and go to the flats, and they're not gonna give him the ball. He's just a decoy.
He doesn't get enough love, but Juice, he's responsible for the biggest part of those runs to have any kind of success. Juice is a master at blocking.
But on that right there, it was a 2-back system because they didn't know whether to cover Elijah Mitchell or CMC. Because now you got a runner. You got a legit runner that can actually run with Elijah Mitchell.
Well, that's true. And
then after that, you go into a pass because, you know, it's a mismatch because you're going to have a linebacker covering CMC, and there it is. All you got to do is throw a little swing pass to CMC. They blocked it, and what did CMC? He ran it for the touchdown because they were probably playing the run.
Yeah, it's all about timing and play design and execution. Any number of college lineups will work effectively if they're done right. And players got to pull it off.
And also too, what kind of ticked me off, once that fumble happened, we all know CMC has a bad oblique. He has a tear. Why is he running Christian McCaffrey up the A gap and B gap? Why?
Well, you know what?
If we have Mason,
we all ask that
why?
question because he's just strange.
Why?
I don't know.
So basically, Kyle just plays for the Super Bowl on just September. That's it.
Yeah.
If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. That's it.
It's dumb. People, we got to go. Give my best to Allie. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to see you
All right,
Friday.
she's right here.
Hey, Allie.
Hi, Ronbo.
Hi. Tell you what, you two, I'm going to see you Friday and bring that score for this game with the
Yes, sir.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Let's get a little Niner shout out, Ronbo.
Niners! T-Flow and Allie. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Night. That's it. In Casey and see if he's done yet. Hey, Case. Casey. See, hey, Case.
Robert, what's shaking?
Case, how'd you do, man? I mean, you got baseball.
I'm okay, man.
Who's winning? Is that game over? Because I need to to watch it. Or is it tomorrow?
No, we're not watching baseball.
Hey, is it tomorrow? Or is it today?
What, the World Series?
No, the final game. Because I know the Arizona beat the Eagles. I mean, Philly Eagles. They beat Philly like a drum. I was shocked. So, but Case, that bet would be frightening. Philly's not going to have that happen twice. Philly led that series to begin with and choked it. Oh, I know what you said, Rumble. I'm not here to talk about the Diamondbacks and the Phillies. Case, get in here, man.
Actually, I have no idea what happened with the Diamondbacks and the Phillies, Ronbo.
Oh, I thought I saw Casey. I thought I saw you when they were talking about the Arizona and Philly. Okay, no, it wasn't you. Somebody else called themselves KC.
No. But I am here to talk about five-time world champion San Francisco 49ers.
There you go.
Hey, Ronbo, Casey, it's Big Show. Big Show. Diamondbacks won 4-2.
Oh, did they?
Wow.
Oh, that's good. I like that. You talk about an underdog story. All right. Thanks, Big Show.
Damn it, what's the series at now? Is it tied or what?
Diamondbacks. Oh, right. No, that's it. Diamondbacks won yesterday and today. They tied it up. Philly could afford to have lost yesterday. And if they lost today, that's it. AZ to the World Series.
Oh wow. Well, maybe they'll win it because they started off the year pretty good. But anyway, Ronbo.
Yeah, I know.
You know, when I called in the other night, I saw in the chat someone. You know, I never really pay attention to the chat, Ronbo, but every now and then something funny really cracks me up. And someone on the chat said, "Sounds like this caller's naked right now."
Casey, you watch the chat. I'm telling you, but I see things I try not to laugh about because I'm talking to somebody. They'll think I'm laughing at them or something. But you know, the chat does have an assortment of comedians. And most of them are, and a lot of them are from other teams. They come in here with the delusions and everything else, and it's unbelievable. But yeah. But Casey, go ahead.
Well, you know, I feel delusional myself too, Ronbo. It was all good just a week ago.
Yeah.
49ers were 5-1 and poised to win the Super Bowl, and now, you know, we're getting our ass handed to us by the Minnesota Vikings.
We're still sitting in good position. We need to stop this, but we're still sitting in good position.
I know. It's a long season, probably. I just, you know, the secondary is concerning me, and I you know, that Travarius Ward and everything, you know, getting the pick and then basically doing like his kind of TO on the start thing, you know, early on. You know, that kind of came back to bite him in the ass there, and I think they need help in the secondary right now.
Well, they might be going after one. You got another few days, but you know what? That was a rookie wide receiver. Addison he gave Travarius all he could work with. I mean, it was a whole. Travarius took the ball from him one time, and then he took the ball away from Travarius the other time. I said, you know, this tit for tat that's going on between Travarius Ward and Addison, I'm losing my mind here. Why are they tangled up every time like that? They wouldn't even target Debo.
You know, Ronbo, I'm just too old school with it. You know, I was born in '91. I used to watch people make a sack and then go back to the huddle. You know what I mean? You know, these guys that make a pick and then they got to take a photo and act like it's the first time they've made an interception and stuff. And
I mean, for a while, the league banned celebrations because they, just like you're saying, they got tired of that. But the whole team racing down to the end zone to take a photo
in the first,
that is annoying.
Yeah, in the first quarter, you know, that's bad karma, Ronbo.
Yeah, it's come back to bite teams in the ass all the time. Yeah.
That's the way I think of it. I don't think that was good karma.
I do like touchdown celebrations. Watching the Giddy is just that does make me laugh.
Yeah.
But you guys need to go down and photo op every time you get an INT.
Yeah, you don't have to run 40 yards to the other side of the field.
I mean, the whole unit. God.
Yeah. But and you know, I think Purdy played better than people are giving him credit for. I mean, I kind of had a feeling he was going to throw a pick on that last drive. And credit to Minnesota, that place was rocking last night, man. It was loud. It was, you know, it's a tough place to play for anyone to come back and.
And Purdy
Kyle didn't coach very well. And,
I mean, Purdy's got to go through that. You know, people Purdy's so cool and calm and collected all the time. People forget he hasn't even played 20 games yet. So, you know, when him losing, not being able to handle that situation, the next time you see Brock Purdy in that situation, I'll bet you see something different. Allow him some space to grow before the jury goes and comes back in. That's all I'm saying. Get it. I mean, he's better than most rookies.
I mean,
first round
I just think the play calling was off.
Year.
Like he had such good chemistry with Juwan, and I think Juwan is making a case to be the number 2 receiver right now.
Well, right now, because Debo's gone.
You know, just keep Debo in the slot when he comes back. Put Ayuk and Juwan out there, 1 and 2. I like that. I like that a lot. But you know, with Purdy and everything, he's still so inexperienced, and these are good things to happen early in the season instead of late in the season.
There it is.
This is I just want to see Kittle used more. You know, I mean, gosh, man, they have so much right now.
You know, it's all.
I'm not happy with the game plan yesterday. It looked sloppy to me.
We started out good. I mean, McCaffrey went down and had a touchdown and lost the ball. And Ayuk, he came alive yesterday. George had some receptions. It wasn't it was just a strange second half.
Well, really missing Trent too. We don't know how much that affects Purdy.
You're missing Debo.
Subconsciously.
Right?
Yeah.
When you got a double barrel shotgun and you take one barrel out, defenses can do a little better job against you. So there's no need to conclude what the 49ers are about just right now. But we'll see. Casey, I don't know how it happened, but our clock ran out here. Let me see you Friday.
All right, Ronbo, I'm going to get my clothes back on, and I'm going to go back to there.
Thank you. Glad we appreciate that.
Yeah, that's for you, chat. You guys.
Sick.
All right, I'm out, Ronbo. Have a good night.
You too. Night, Case. It's Casey with the clothes back on. Well, it's a big show.
What's up, Ronbo?
Show 5 and 2, and you know what to do, and God.
Oh, I know what to do.
Here he comes. Brace yourself. Show. Let us have it.
No. First of all, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity, for giving us this platform to express our bitchiness that's been built up since losing this weekend, even though some people think it's coming across as negative, which it's not. If they haven't been listening to the show since you started it, that's what this platform is meant for. That's what Monday Night Raw is meant for.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? So,
yes, of course.
Anyways, you can't write off Brock Purdy as the person not to blame for this loss on Sunday. He's partly to blame for it because he had the ball last in his hands. And he's supposed to. Kyle said he was the real deal. And being the real deal, you need to make everybody better around you. And it didn't look that way the entire game. You can't be throwing fourth quarter interceptions like that very often.
Unless you're
in Kyle Shanahan's offense, because we all know what happens when you don't execute his offensive system, his baby, perfectly. You end up in his doghouse. And Brock Purdy isn't excluded from ending up in his doghouse. I don't care what anybody says. I know it sounds crazy, but if he continues to play this poorly, I don't want to hear Trent Williams is not out there. That's not an excuse. I don't want to hear Deebo Samuel's not out there. That's an excuse. I don't want to hear Christian McCaffrey's not 100%. That's an excuse. You need to execute this offense perfectly in order to be in Kyle Shanahan's good graces and keep your job forever. For a while, because if you go back in history and look at the years that since Kyle Shanahan has been here, he does not have patience.
Yeah.
He will cut your leash down shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, and yes, that includes Brock Purdy, who everyone seems to be so sold on right now. But if he continues to play this poorly and continues this trajectory and continues to piss Shanahan off, the stands are going to be starting to call for Sam Darnold in the game time. Yep. And Kyle Shanahan will have no problem putting him in there.
Yeah, Kyle likes him anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. But if he continues playing like this, then his leash is going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. And as far as the defensive side of the ball goes, why do we have 40% of our cap space allocated towards the defensive line?
Is that the percentage? That's nearly half.
Yeah.
And yeah.
For what? Where have they been?
They're supposed to do make it difficult for the other team, but yeah, you're right. All that money and it's not working.
No, it's not. I don't know if it's Steve Wilkes or I don't know if it's the players. Once they get paid handsomely, they just don't give a fuck anymore. Excuse my language.
Well, no,
that's the kind of attitude and vibes that Nick Bosa is giving off right now.
Kind of flip it
now that he's an underwear model.
Oh yeah.
I
don't really need
he's more focused on being an underwear model now with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Flaunting her clothes around.
Yeah.
Rather than playing football, and that pisses me off.
I was hoping he wouldn't get.
We're paying you 140.
Yeah.
No, I hope so. No, I hope not either. But we're paying you $140 million to figure out how to get around double teams, Nick Bosa. we're paying you $140 million to sack quarterbacks in the playoff, Nick Bosa, which you haven't done last year at all. And you're pretty much invisible this year once you got paid and got your way. Why aren't those sack numbers continuing from last year?
Hey, but so I blame Kyle and John for that. You guys took all year to sign him. He missed all the preseason. Can you please get it done a little earlier? They did this to every last guy we've had signed, and every last one of them came in looking like puke. Well, why? They didn't have a chance to work out. God. Oh.
This is why I know it sounds crazy, but this is why I like to follow the Bill Belichick model. And he even said it himself, like, in the beginning of the season or before the season started, that if you want to sustain success for the next 20 years like we did, you can't pay everybody. Did Bill Belichick once have an elite edge rusher the 7 years that they won their Super Bowls? No.
Yeah, Belichick he's had several good ball players. You look at Judon over there.
But he never paid him. He never overpaid them.
No, I know
he let him walk.
And
you don't get paid over there.
I know. He had the best left tackle in the game. Bill let him walk. I said, wow. Yeah. Because he was protecting Brady.
And that's how they were able to sustain success and be in the playoffs every year. They were able to win Super Bowls that way.
But did Brady have a lot to do with that? Now it looks like he did, though. I know it's another subject, but still.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's not going to look pretty the next 3 weeks. We have the Jaguars coming up. Oh. We have the Bengals coming into town. Those are big boys, Ronbo.
I'm not worried about the Jags.
Those are the big guns coming into town.
I got Trent and Debo back by then for the Jags. I am worried sick about Burrows and that madness coming into Kansas.
We just have to prepare ourselves going into the bye week being 5-3. That's what Baldy said that Joe Burrow is doing fine. He's healthy.
No,
he's 100% healthy. He's 100% ready to go.
Oh.
He said that on 95.7 the game this morning. Yeah, he's good to go. T. Higgins is going to be back. Tyler Boyd's going to be back. Jamar Chase. And once they are all clicking and on all cylinders, that's deadly. That's a deadly offense to cover. And Charvarius Ward better be this defensive line better show up on Sunday. Otherwise, we're screwed again.
Listen,
because Joe Mixon will have a field day, and that'll set up play action pass for Joe Burrow and throw it down the field for Jamar Chase. It's going to look ugly.
What they just went through, the 49ers are not about to be bullied. I have a feeling it's going to be a good game. I don't know if the 49ers are going to win it, but I think it's going to be closer than people think. Have you seen a spread yet?
No, I don't pay attention to any of that. I'm really
just
much
wondering
of a
what Vegas
gambler.
thinks, because Vegas is out to make money like they've been doing on the 49ers for the last 2 weeks. Vegas probably wants to see if they can milk the 49ers for some more money. I wonder what that spread is. And the 49ers by 3. Watch. And that's the stupidest bet anybody would take. God.
The Bengals are a really good team.
I know.
They're no joke.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Vegas knows that they could get people to suck in on that bet.
Yeah.
They'll think the 49ers at home. They got this, they got that.
I don't know about you, Ronbo, but it really alarmed me how thin we were on offense this past yesterday. How thin we were with receiver depth, running back depth,
but we're not thin though.
Tight end depth, because George Kittle hopped off the field with his knee hurt. Did you see that? He was grabbing his knee
by now. We could have 15 Pro Bowlers over there. He's not going to let them all play. Kyle's got the. Oh, don't get me started on this. So we're going to run out of time, though. Let me see you Friday.
Shout out to the TNT fam. Shout out to everyone. Y'all take care. Have a great night.
You too, Joe. Appreciate you, fam.
All right, take care.
Bossy, but since we're working on Kyle, we're going to love Kyle probably another couple of weeks. Right now, we're hating on him, maybe. Bossy, by any chance Kyle could take control of the defense? Wasn't his offensive scheme learned from defensive meetings and understanding what they do? Bossy, man, Kyle Shanahan learned defense first in his life. That's why he is who he is as an offensive coordinator. There is no defense you can throw at Kyle Shanahan that he won't recognize. That's what makes him who he is. Good point, though. He's not going to take over the defense. That's why he hired Wilkes. He's going to think Wilkes knows what he's doing, and he's not going to step on his toes. I got a feeling he's going to respect a guy like Wilkes because he's been around for a while. Vader!
What's going on, Ronbo? How you doing? How you doing?
Vader, man, we're sitting back here crying like we do about the
of course we do.
And everything else.
The refs. Oh man, they were on yesterday. The refs, they were on it.
And Vader, wait, don't leave out our other favorite pet peeve. Anytime the quarterback makes a mistake, we got to get rid of that quarterback. You know, we're doing that. It's not as loud as usual, but it's getting louder. You know,
it's just all the mixed messages with Kyle's offense, kind of getting everybody pretty upset. I don't understand how we go down the field in 45 seconds and score, and then we're doing this crap the next series. It's unbelievable. And then he drops back, and Purdy's got 3 options, but I see in his face what's kind of going on. When I seen that play again, the last play, he could have ran it for 15 yards and ran out of bounds and got a first down if he wanted to. George Kittle was wide open. That's who he should have threw the ball to, because exactly like you stated, they had Ayuk as a decoy, and he still beat the defense because he was wide open also. So,
but where did he go?
Where'd he go? Let's go with the smallest receiver that I have. Absolutely. Yep.
I'm telling you, because he knows, Vader, if he doesn't do that and the play fails, if he goes to the left and the right, Kyle Shanahan's going to take his belt off and whip him right there on the field in front of everybody. Kyle,
he's
got to become more like Andy
You know what
Reid.
I feel? It feels like throw it to him so you can give Ronbo a heart attack because he's watching. Let's just go ahead and freaking do that and let's go home. Because it's unbelievable. We scored in 45 seconds, so we know we can. We ended up hitting on the outside and they couldn't stop us. Why wouldn't you continue doing what's working?
Especially with Ayuk, they can't cover him.
And he ended up. Did you see the way Purdy ended up leading them on the blitz? And the only reason why he threw. Yeah, but the only reason why Kyle threw that play in there, did you see Purdy get sandwiched? Did you see him get crunched?
Yeah.
From both ends? Ronbo, at the price that he's getting paid, do you think he's like, wait a minute, I'm not going to be taking hits like this? I mean, with this upcoming, with the Halloween coming up, dude, we need to get some offensive players, brother. We got to get some offense, and we need to get some corners. I ain't screwing around anymore, man.
They're probably gonna get.
I'm not here to blame any coach. I know. Bosa's frustrated because the thing is, dude, he wants an inside switch, man. You got Bosa covering a freaking tight end. What are you doing? Bosa's all, dude. You paid me $130 million to cover a freaking tight end. To be in coverage, I'm running downfield. I'm burning gas here, man. I didn't have a full start to the season. And then the only person
did that with one of our linebackers a few.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, and remember, TNT would get pissed off all the time. He would always do that with one of the freaking linebackers too. It was just a weird. I mean, maybe it's an old school concept. I don't know.
It doesn't work.
It does exactly, Ron. But we know it doesn't work because we're seeing it on the field. I don't understand why he's not, but. It's like, you know what? I don't want to shit on my coaches. You know what I mean? Because they got us to 5-0. There's just something going on. We've got a bunch of players that are injured.
Like last year.
Okay. I see Kyle. I'm not gonna show him everything. You show him everything, and then you create more. You show him that, and then you create more.
Hey, Vader,
that's your job, dude.
That's right.
That's
but you know
your
what?
job.
Quarterbacks. It's the thing is, if like we're saying, we saw who was open. If he would have went to the left or right, and he is no stupid kid. I'm telling you right now, he did what he was told to do. What we need is a quarterback to come in there, and every now and then, I mean, he's going to have to push Kyle's buttons. Go to where you know the best place is to go. Because
thank you, sir.
We did this in practice. And then after he comes off the field, you not go down the opposite end of Kyle, because Kyle, his ego is going to get in the way. Good play, but listen.
But you're absolutely right. That's what's going on, and I see that fucking going towards. I'm sorry for my French, but I'm just upset. But I see it feeding over to the defense. Warner, you're not supposed to be in that coverage. I could tell on your face.
Warner probably has free reign.
He did have free reign. But I noticed when he had that freaking interview before we played the Browns, and they stated, well, I really didn't put too much in. I'm letting these guys do whatever they want to do or whatever. You think Kyle's going to, man, Kyle's, no, you know what? We hired you as defense coordinator. You got to control that.
Yeah.
It's just his mannerism, bro. He's got to let that shit go.
But
he's
they
got
used
to
to
let it go, Ronbo.
They used to let the shark do his thing. They used to
I
let
know.
That's why.
I know.
After a while, they'll leave you alone. But Warner should be on his own by now. I don't know. Maybe not.
No. He was on his own. That's why we were 5-0. He was on his own. And then for some apparent reason, once we whipped the crap out of the Cowboys, I just see something just shift, dude. Something just wasn't right.
Hunger. Hey, Vader.
Hunger.
Appetite. You know what? I think the 49ers did hit not a peak, but a peak in a way that we got it done. Now ain't nobody else out here. Yes, there is.
But you know what? Kyle should be on the hot seat. He went in there and he asked for our owner for more money to get Gregory. But Gregory looked good because he was the only one with the freaking sack. He was the only one. Maybe because he has 2 first names. I have no idea. But the thing is,
one of my favorites.
Yeah, but the thing is, I could see the frustration on. But when you're a defensive player like that, I mean, there's even times where it's like I understand Bosa's like a kind of slow kind of dude or whatever. But
he just talks that way. Nick Bosa's
he just talks. Yeah, right. He just talks like exactly, Ronbo. Thank you for clearing that up. He just talks that way, but you could tell on his face he's upset. He's upset. He's not. He's no stunts, nothing. All we're doing is rushing in there the same way. And then I tell the monster, who the hell? You're not in Philly, bro. This ain't the Philly special. I don't want you chopping anymore. This is finesse, brother. This is speed. Okay, we didn't buy you for girth. Okay, you need to go in there and swim in there, man, and get in there because you're getting in the backfield, but you're always out of position. And it's like, dude, we've got too much money on that line to look like that. And then we've got spares. If he's not doing it, put somebody else and put Jackson in. We got to start getting these guys up front accountable for what, the mistakes that they're making. And if the play's not right, talk to Warner. Say, hey, you know what? Forget this stuff. Let's play some Niner ball. Let's show them what we can do. And then, dude, man, before this deadline, brother, we got to get some corners, Ronbo. And we got to fix that offensive line.
I understand it. John's calling around the league, so. Well, Vader, always a pleasure.
But same here, brother. Same here, man. It's just I hate when my fans come out and they just they start overreacting and
we're gonna do that every
like
loss,
that, brother. But yeah, we're gonna do that. But the thing is, dude, we got a good squad, and we got a good squad for the next 3-4 years. Okay, we just Kyle, stop it. Kyle, come on, get a hold of yourself, Kyle. If you're overworked, please let somebody know. We've got too much experience in that building for you to be stressed and overworked and to be putting up the production that you're putting up now. You know how much money they sell the tickets for, Ronbo, right now? They're so expensive.
Yeah, what's the highest price ticket now?
Dude, highest price ticket? A couple thousand. Yeah, oh, absolutely. And that's not we're not seeing $3,000 ticket products on the field with those last 2 games. So hopefully we can clear it up, brother. Hopefully we can clear it up on the next game.
I hope so.
We'll see, because the Bengals are scathing.
Oh,
yeah, and maybe
scary.
and then if we got to come off this bye ready to rock and roll, we got to leave Jaguars with 3 points on the board, bro. We got to put them back where they belong.
Better come in Friday and tell us what the score is going to be.
Friday, yep. I'll be on Friday, man. And gotta shout out to all my fans out there and family, brother. Don't worry, the Empire will always survive because that's what we are, is an empire. Let it go! I'm ready to go! Radio Ronbo Sports. Come on, Niners, we got this. And hit that like, people. Hit that like. Everybody have a blessed evening.
You too, Vader. Always a pleasure. Tell you, Vader's, man. Vader's special. Well, everybody's special, but Vader, dude, I've been knowing him ever since I first started doing this. Dude never brings nothing but pure energy. Hey, Bethel!
Hey, Ronbo.
Bethel, so here we sit, tried to poop, and only farted.
Yeah.
Bethel, I mean, the thing is, I didn't expect us to lose 2 in a row. I really didn't. That's why I'm so, it's just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We lose the Browns, okay. We still should have won. All we had to do was kick the field goal, and the game is over. Okay, but this week we just got our ass kicked. That was an ass kicking. So it takes on another flavor.
Yeah, but you didn't notice Brock Purdy looked like somebody else that left the 49ers?
Oh, yeah, are you getting Jimmy because he threw an INT?
Yep. Yep. Remember when we used to say, Jimmy, who are you throwing to? That's the same thing that Brock was doing.
No, listen, what does that tell you? That should tell
that
you.
Tell you?
That should tell, no. That should tell everybody.
Everybody.
Kyle has designs for what he wants his quarterbacks to do. That ball's supposed to be thrown into a spot. This is why I should tell people all the time, oh, Jimmy doesn't throw interceptions. Listen, you know what? Jimmy can take some responsibility for that, but yet and still, you better know one thing. Jimmy didn't make that up. They rehearsed that way. You're to throw into a spot. The receiver's supposed to be there. He's supposed to make the reception. This is called throwing the receiver open. It fails, and everybody notices it's only one person. Nobody's that strange. Well, Dak is.
Yeah,
but or Stafford. Stafford just throws stupid throws because he thinks he's Superman. But with Kyle Shanahan, you're going to see INTs. There's just no way around it. He's been throwing the ball away or throwing it too far over the head. But that's the way you protect the ball in Kyle Shanahan's offense, and he does do that well.
Yeah, and then plus I was worried because the field that they have is the same kind of turf that New York has. That's why everybody was sleeping. Everybody was, getting hurt because of that damn-ass field that the Vikings have.
Yeah, the indoor turf. Yeah. And they're still trying to get people to switch that turf. They won't do it. God.
No, that's some awful-ass turf. If it wasn't, because if you see when he threw that interception, he was going to be there, but he kind of tripped, so he wasn't there. So, that's not the quarterback's fault that the right receiver tripped because of the turf.
Actually, you know what, though? If Ray makes that play, he could go all the way. Because if you're going toward the sideline, you're going to make some catches, you're going to go out of bounds, right? I know what Shanahan was thinking. But at the same time, I realized, Kyle, you got enough time. Get that ball down the field as far as you can, run an out route to stop the clock. You don't have any more timeouts. And then now you've got options that'll increase because now you're getting close to the goal line. It may be a little harder to defend. No, we're going for the home run and the next shot. Boom. They pick it off. It was either that or a touchdown.
Yeah, because I always said, when you want to do a hero route, it always kills you.
Yeah. That's Josh Allen.
I go, and that's one thing that that's the reason why Kyle doesn't throw the deep ball a lot of the time, because stuff like that could happen.
Oh, it's low percentage throw nowadays. Defenses are too good for you to constantly bombs away. Josh Allen, Stafford, they lead the league in INTs. Even Dak used to be good. They lead the league in INTs for a reason, and that's it.
Yeah, so a lot of people should not be getting mad if he's getting interception by throwing a deep ball. You wanted him to do that. Now that he's doing that, did not get mad if he gets picked off.
He didn't. You notice Kyle didn't get mad. He even defended him. That's why when I used to hear Kyle defend it, I figured it out real quick. Kyle, you told him to put that.
Yeah, because he called the play he wanted him to do that way. And it's just that it didn't work. Kyle, people should know Kyle already. Kyle does some stupid shit sometimes that doesn't make any sense.
Then, Bethel. That's a bad thing. It works
it
sometimes.
works every now and then. But
and that's why he's going to
when
continue
it
to do
doesn't,
then it looks bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
It was really frustrating. I'm getting gray hairs because of Kyle. That's not good.
We'll be fine. I think we lost two. We may make some adjustments this weekend. The Bengals may be in trouble. I doubt it, but maybe. I need Trent Debo back. This is going to be a
hard-fought game. This is going to be a hard-fought game, and they're going to have to get it back together because these two games, they didn't look like the way the Niners play. Because I heard the coach from the Vikings say straight out, when I think it was the second quarter, he's all like, "Oh, they want to play physicality. We're gonna have to meet that physicality." And
physicality.
That's how. Yeah, that's how the people are gonna start doing the 49ers now. You know, especially if they know that they could get. Yeah, especially if they know they could get away with a lot of holding. So, because I think there was one play where he was choking them, and then he let him go. I'm more like, didn't that same move, number 11, from the Cowboys, we did that to him, and they called the flag on us, but they don't call it when they do it to Nick Bosa?
They did once last week. It was so blatant. I mean, I'm looking at Bosa coming across the field. You could see the dude had a handful. He was standing behind Bosa. He's got a handful of Bosa. And the ref finally says, I guess I have to call that one. Yeah, because everybody's seen it, you jackass. Why don't you call it? Do your job. You don't need to make any judgments. Just do your job. They won't do it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but you know,
we're winning in spite of it, though.
What it is.
But poor Nick.
Yeah, and that should say a lot about our team, because even though, despite the referees, we still had a chance to win the game.
Yep.
We only lost by 5 points, and we only lost by 2 points.
Yeah, hey, Bethel, even
and
the Bengals,
with the referees helping them out.
That's gonna be even the Bengals aren't going to beat the 49ers up. But can the 49ers beat them is the question. It's going to be like something like what we just seen, 22-17 or something stupid, and we had a chance to win it, but we ran out of clock. The game was too short. And how do we lose to the Browns? We missed the field goal. If you're going to beat the 49ers, it's going to be something like that. But as far as running us off the field, that's not going to happen. But I don't want to lose any more games, because no matter what the score is, you're going to be 5-3. We got to go, though.
Hopefully, all the money line goes to the Bengals. Like that, the referees don't have to interfere.
Yeah.
You know, because, Vegas won a lot of money, because I know a lot of people bet on that game, and a lot of people bet for the Niners to win, and so Vegas can claim out.
Because they are the better team mostly, but we got to go though, fam. Let me see you Friday, and
all right, see you Friday, Ronbo.
All right.
Punch that like, you haters. I know you're listening.
Rams,
and let's go Niners.
Hanging out. All right, Bethel. Always appreciate you, fam.
All right.
Night, Bethel.
Good night, Ronbo.
And bring him in. He's one half of the founding duo of TNT. Trez. Come on in, Trez.
Ronbo.
Trez. Oh, I'm ready. Are we
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you okay?
No. We ain't sprinkling.
I can sprinkle it? Okay.
No, we ain't
Trez always.
sprinkling.
Yes, sprinkle that red and gold everywhere.
Yeah, that's when it's deserving, Ronbo. It ain't deserving right now. Look at you. Shout out to Vader, man. Brother from another mother, man. Ain't heard my brother in a long time.
I know, right? Vader gets in every now and then.
Yeah. So look, Ronbo, I just want to say this right here. We're gonna start with Cal in the offense, and we'll move to the defense. Okay, when Jimmy came to us and helped turn us around, turn his organization around, it was kind of like the same breath of fresh air that Purdy has delivered in somewhat ways.
Yep.
And then, slowly but surely, Cal started putting the leash on Jimmy and started walking Jimmy out to the field himself. Walking the dog, per se.
Exactly.
Right. So, hey. Sit right here. Sit. Hey, go there. Come back. Yeah. Doing all that. Right. So, now with Purdy, same thing is turned. The leash was off, and now I think the leash is going to have to go back on. because he started, and he was like, okay, he showed me enough. I believe in him. He can run the offense and this. And started opening up the playbook, opening it up. I mean, and then here goes Purdy out there just slinging the ball all over the place, right? Now they're starting to catch up with him. And when I say they, I mean the league. They're starting to catch up with him. And Tyler's going to have to put that leash back on a little bit. What's wrong with the dinking and the dunking we were successful in doing? Nothing was wrong with it. And we all wanted the big splash plays down the field and say, hey, you don't have a quarterback that even attempts to throw down the field. Well, here's the deal. Purdy can still do those things, but at the same time, he got to do them in spurts. You know what I'm saying? When it requires
within the fabric of the scheme. Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Perfectly well said. Within the fabric of the scheme. We need to get back to 49er football. The dinking and the dunking and the slants and the reverses and all that's our style. Smash mouth, running the ball,
Bill Walsh,
running back by committee and all this. Because something has changed within this offense that I can't quite pinpoint, because me and Trey was talking about this earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Turner is the running back coach. Am I correct? Him and Anthony, whatever his name is, they brought in, right? So we had Anthony Lynn, right? We had a running back by committee going on at one point, especially with Bobby being there.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, CMC get here. This whole thing is changing.
I hadn't thought about
you
that.
You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
And I'm like, okay, what? No, wait a minute here. And then Cal, then I'm gonna call him a little biased, okay? And I think I'm using that graciously saying this. Tennessee is fumbling the ball here.
I knew you were gonna go there. I agree. I said this yesterday.
Anybody else in who would have fumbled from Mostert to you can name the rest of them would have been in the doghouse.
Matty Ice is in Miami. Right? No, he's in New York right now for that.
Right, but not CMC. So Kyle is going to have to get back to the roots of 49er football. And he's going to have to put the leash back on Purdy. And we're going to have to go out here and orchestrate our offense like we've been doing in the Jimmy G era. But let Purdy throw the ball down the field every now and then when it's there.
Yeah.
Now we're going to switch over to the defense. Can somebody tell me, because I know we got maybe close to $500 million on this line right now, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And how am I getting 2 sacks, a half a sack, and it just don't add up, Ronbo. It don't add up.
We're putting a lot of pressure
the
on
production for the pay. You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm not getting the production for the pay. So, yeah, this is when you have to, step in as an owner. You got to say, hey, man, Kyle, need to see you right now. Bring all 5 of them with you. Hey, fellas, look here, let me tell you something.
Wait, let them sit down first. Pour them a drink.
Yeah, I got money invested in each and every one of you that's big time. And you think that this is acceptable? Oh, we can't have this. Somebody got to be talked to, Ronbo. Somebody got to be talked to. I mean, Wilkes got to be in there too. He got to be in there because
I want him in there first.
Idiotic. Yeah, because I mean, this makes no sense, man. This makes no sense whatsoever.
Trez,
we played
one thing I want to ask you
football
though, Trez.
For 3 quarters. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, is there some complications with what Wilkes is trying to do? There are some things that I know. Kyle asked him to come in and just adhere to what we're already doing, maybe add a little spin, a little touch here. But basically, it's laid out like I want it to stay. Well, did Wilkes come in and say, well, yeah, I'll do my thing? And then Wilkes, he's a complicated man, I imagine, with his defense. And he comes in and says, guys, here's what I just want to alter a little bit because I think we can get a little more benefit out of this, if we just change this just a little bit. Because quite frankly, Trez, Wilkes has got more experience than Robert Saleh and D'Amico put together. So I'm thinking, maybe Wilkes came in there and did some things the 49ers are having a little trouble grasping, or maybe they don't appreciate. Because we got a lot of veterans out there, and I'm seeing some things out there that make me think they're learning things because they're moving slow, Trez. Like they're just learning something.
But Ronbo, Wilkes' specialty is supposed to be secondary.
I know. I was all so
You know
excited about that.
Secondary. I was too, but because we were lacking in the secondary.
Yes.
And but this whole defense is lacking.
Well, yeah.
So I mean, if you're asking me personally, I think D'Amico Ryans ran the defense better than anyone. Saleh.
Yes.
And Will.
Because how often do we see the linebackers getting sucked up into that void? The wide nine worries me sometimes. Oh.
And I'm like, hold on now. What my thing is, you need to go back and watch film on what D'Amico was doing, how he was doing it, and you try to perfect off of that. Because this ain't getting it right now.
But
I know everybody like to put their own stamp on something.
They do, yeah.
But you can't get it.
And Trez, now you're talking to a man who has seniority in the league as far as that position goes, and he'll be told that I'm a grown ass man. When he was in elementary school, I was out here running football teams. If you want somebody else to do what he does, you need to call him back and get somebody else. Then now you got an argument going on, right? Possibly.
Well, Ronbo, see, that's what was so wrong there. Anytime a grown man let pride stand in the way of success,
yeah,
then you don't need him anyway. You know what I'm saying? You don't need him anyway.
You could get no argument from me on that. But Trez, we got to pull up.
Go
ahead.
All right, Ronbo, shout out to everybody, shout out to TNC. But pride is a hell of a thing, Ronbo. And sometimes you gotta let your pride go to the side, man. If you wanna grow. That's why, as a person. You know what I'm saying?
That's why Belichick is suffering right now, and that's one of the greatest of all time. But that's his ego and pride is getting the Patriots killed. He can't draft. He should not be a GM. He's out there putting his quarterback in positions where he can't win, and everybody's watching it. But nobody's gonna say anything because he's Bill Belichick. God.
And do that. It's another one echo them same sentiments down in Dallas. Jerry Jones, pride.
Yeah.
All right, Ronbo, that was a good one. Hey. That's why they ain't never going nowhere.
Which is fine with me. Damn the Cowboys. All right. Hey, fam, I always appreciate you getting in there, Trez. Hey, you got to tell
everybody, man.
Thanks, fam.
Yeah, see you in the house. Later.
Night, Trez. And the Big Show says, fam, wanted to give you another suggestion. Would you move the news ticker underneath Rumble Sports and have league wide up and coming matchups ticker with team names, colors on top? That's an idea. All right, Sean, let me see if I can alter that up. All right, thanks for that suggestion. And thank you for the contribution. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Rumble, how's your night going? I know.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Get this week over with. I know.
Can't wait till Sunday.
I had too many. Oh my God.
I'm scared.
All my neighbors were looking at me today. Yeah.
Oh yeah. To be a 49er fan right now, it gives everybody great satisfaction. Ha! Guess you guys met.
Oh, my
friend
lost $1,000 on the bet. Yeah, my friend lost $1,000 on the bet.
That was a good bet, though. Your friend made. He should have won. I don't know.
Yeah, he had the 49ers over the Vikings. I know, but I told him you should look at it.
Should have been better.
Yeah, I told him bet on Cincinnati next week because we'll lose next week.
Whatever the spread.
I said put the house on the line.
But Michael, have you seen?
I said the Niners.
Michael, have you seen the spread? Is it out?
I heard it. Well, we should get. And I didn't see the spread yet. I'll find out tomorrow. I think we're gonna get 5.5 or 6.
Really?
We're gonna be home anyway. Usually the home team gets 3.5.
Well, that's what I figured. And what do you give them 2 points? Just,
yeah, always the home team. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you get 3 teams for being home. But you said 5.5?
No, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Yeah, I won't know until tomorrow. I mean, if somebody in the chat knows, they have the paper, they look it up, they might.
Yeah, I just haven't looked at it. But in that case, it's a toss-up. Anyway, we'll talk about that Friday. Your feelings on what the madness that took place Monday night?
Oh, I felt like a massacre. Oh my God, I felt like I was in a dreamland, like a nightmare.
How do you feel about the defense?
My cousin just took over San Francisco's. Like he took over. Feels like he got them under their spell.
Yeah.
You know, felt like he was, yeah. I mean, Addison is a beast, man. That guy did great, that receiver. That
Wait a minute, here. Michael, check this out. Tony Wright reports the spread is San Francisco is 5.5, over under is 45. You're right. You called it.
Yeah. Nailed it. But it could go up or down this week. Remember, today's only what, guys?
It's
Tuesday.
fluid for now. It's Tuesday.
Yeah. It could go up. It could go down. It could stay the same. You know, that's one thing. It also depends. You know, that's for Tuesday. But I'm just worried about it, man. I just hope our team plays good on Sunday, man. I'm afraid. It's like with two good receivers, maybe three. Boyle is another receiver. You got to watch out. And the running back, their tight end.
I'm just worried. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Their kicker is good too. That kicker is great from Florida. The kicker for the Bengals. He's from Florida.
And ours is questionable. Yep. I know.
Ours is a clown. Ours should be thrown on the streets. Play Little League.
He makes a 50. How many yards? 54 yards. Boom! Right down the middle with legs spare to go. Get him up 40 yard lines. He can't make it.
My friend says he can't. My friend told me by the end of the year the Niners are going to get rid of him because he can't take the pressure. He's a little kid. He can't handle it. But I said no. We give him We'll have competition next year, or maybe this year too. Maybe Moody will have another kicker.
Wait, no, Michael.
Better watch it, Moody.
Michael, wasn't that you who told me that he never missed at Michigan?
I heard it from one of my friends said that, but I think I don't know if you ever have to look that up. My friend told me that.
Okay.
He must have missed. If he didn't miss, then they must have been. Then maybe he missed when there was already timeout. You know, didn't count.
That spread is bad though. That's a sucker.
No. I know what is no sad, and I hate to say this. Purdy played like Prescott Monday night. That's how bad it looked.
Well, you know,
I called him Prescott's son. Yeah, he did, but he should have. Ayuk was open, like the guy said. Ayuk was open. He should have either A, run the ball, or B, throw it to Ayuk. Not in the middle. I don't know what Shanahan was thinking of. I hope his father yells at him. Shanahan. I hope Shanahan's father yelled at his son. What kind of play was that?
Well, you know what? I'm going to give Brock some time. I really think that we're asking for too much of a kid that's only played 16, 17 games. And in fact, I'm very impressed with the fact that he's doing as well as he is. I need to see him.
No, I am. I am happy a little bit with them. I mean, it could have been worse.
But our expectations, we need to temper expectations. Mm-hmm. He's doing a good job, but there are going to be moments when he's going to fail. But I guarantee you, almost
all quarterbacks fail. All quarterbacks fail.
Well, sure, but the thing is, they haven't seen Brock hasn't seen everything yet. NFL's a different monster than college football.
And plus, Brock hasn't played every team. Remember, Brock hasn't played a lot of these teams. These are all new teams that he's not used to. Look at the schedule compared. Look at the games he played last year to now. A lot of the teams he didn't play. He didn't play the Browns last year. He didn't play the. I don't know if he played the Vikings last year. Did he play the Vikings last year? No, right?
No. Hey, Michael, I'll tell you something else too, Michael. A team's going to stop blitzing Brock Purdy sometime soon. He handled that blitz all day long. All day long. And that big Lamar Jackson run he did, they were blitzing that. And he seen that, read it, boom, dude. With
he was running all the way to the fence. He was running all the way.
I was thinking to myself, you guys can get enough of him blitzing that kid because you think he's a rookie. Go ahead, blitz him again. And he did. And he came out.
I have faith in him. I think he's better than Darnold. I don't know why, but I don't know why Shanahan thinks, that's Darnold's his boy. No, I think Purdy's way better than Darnold.
Shanahan hasn't indicated anything like that yet, but we need to allow him to grow. We can't expect him to be a polished pro just yet. I'll
no.
So,
no, we'll be fine. I mean, like I said, Sunday, we just got to hope everybody in our division loses Sunday, and we can win and hope the Eagles can lose, make it 2 even.
I know the Eagles.
Because I don't even know who the Eagles are playing this weekend. Does anybody know who the Eagles are playing?
I don't know, but I was surprised how they beat up on Miami. But you know what? What do you think about Miami?
Miami's a great team. You can't say anything bad about them. You can't. 2 losses. 2 losses. They're still a good team.
But here's the thing. We play physical football. I was afraid to death that Miami's going to make it to the Super Bowl, and then we might meet them there. You know what? You beat up on them, and they really don't do well with physicality. I said, maybe that team is tailor-made for the 49ers.
Maybe,
we'll see.
We
got to get there first.
We'll see. Yeah, Miami will be a playoff team, I think. We'll be a playoff team, but we just got to win. We got to keep it up. Well, I don't want to lose the home field. I don't want to be sinking in our division. I don't want the Rams or the Seahawks to jump ahead of us.
Michael, here's what you got to do. We got to stay. Can't lose another game. We got to play the Eagles when time comes, because the Eagles look like they're not thinking about losing another game either.
Eagles and Baltimore. We got Eagles and Baltimore. Two tough boys.
Okay, but the thing is, you beat the Eagles in that game. We play them, and then we get the advantage for head-to-head matchup. That's the only way I can see it now.
Playing Baltimore. And I don't know if we're playing Baltimore home or away this year.
Doesn't matter. They're going to be rough. I think. They're going to be tough no matter what. Mike, we got to go.
Lamar's going to be tough.
Always.
All right, buddy.
All right, see you Friday.
All right, have a good night. 49 Power. Keep the faith, brother.
You too. Good night, Michael. Tony, Atlanta's Tony.
Ronbo, good evening. I was just looking over some of the games this weekend, and the AFC North plays the NFC West a lot. Baltimore at Arizona, Cincinnati at San Francisco, and Cleveland at Seattle. I know you're glad of that.
You know what? And Hawks fans are already talking trash. Yeah. Let a real team handle Hawks. I ran into somebody on Twitter. Boy, sit down. You know what? You guys got a really pumped up. You think a lot of yourselves, don't you? Myles Garrett is going to eat Geno up.
Cincinnati did to Geno Smith 2 weeks ago. 3 interceptions, 6 sacks.
God.
And now they're playing a better defense in Cleveland.
Rams fans are same conversation. Did they play Cleveland? Oh no, somebody's making jokes. I said you better be glad. Are you guys playing Cleveland? Because if so, I got news for you. If anybody thinks Cleveland, Myles Garrett is a monster. All right, and he should be almost illegal. I mean, he's a machine, Tony. Look at that dude, and he moves like
Ronbo,
he does.
He's going to be the defensive most valuable player. After last week's game,
he stays healthy.
What he's done all season, defensive most valuable player.
And he's on fire right now. He's unblockable.
Do you know he had 2.5 sacks last week? One of the sacks was in the end zone. They called the strip fumble for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He blocked a field goal.
I seen that.
And he almost intercepted a pass.
And he damn near killed Trent Williams. How many guys can say that? Oh.
Yes.
Man, everybody can. There's no. Well, maybe what's his name? No, he's not like he used to be. What's that big dude they picked up in Indy? That big guard.
Oh, you talking about Quentin Nelson?
Yeah. Quentin may be able to deal with him. I don't know who else though. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the kicker, Ronbo. Cross and Abraham Lucas, remember those 2 tackles that Seattle struck gold on last year, rookie tackles?
Yeah.
They've both been out since week 2, and they're not playing in this game.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, who they playing this week? Miles?
Cleveland. Myles Garrett in Cleveland, in Seattle.
And by the way, Tony,
Myles Garrett's going to have a field day.
Oh, and Tony, you know how teams do after a while? Sometimes they've got players out, and then they start to readjust. They sort of like build up whatever they have to play with and make that guy feasible in their offense, right? So now you look at Cleveland. What they scored a lot of points here last week. I was surprised. They might do that again this week if they do.
I think Deshaun Watson's going to be back for this game, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they laid him out last week. His arm ain't healthy. Yeah. Did you see that pass he threw? That was the worst pass I've ever seen Deshaun Watson throw. He threw a duck. I've never seen him throw a duck. And then he got leveled.
Yep.
And they took him home and laid him down on the sofa.
Yeah. So Myles Garrett is licking his chops. He's going up against a second-string left tackle.
Oh,
I know he's licking his chops.
I know that ain't going to work out well.
And Geno Smith don't run. He started, you know what, Ronbo? He started. I think Geno Smith throws a pretty ball.
Every now and then.
But like the Cincinnati game and then another game this season, he's starting to be like Dak Prescott, Master Baker Mayfield, and Matthew Golden Boy Stafford throwing picks because he threw 3 in that Cincinnati game 2 in the end zone.
And you know why, don't you? They start to read their own headlines or something, because in this league, you start getting bombs away heavy, you're gonna get picked. There's no day about it. It's got to be done in an intelligent fashion. That defense needs to be fooled at least a little bit, because now you're throwing up a 50-50 shot, and that defender back there might be better than your receiver. So it's really changed. The league's not like it used to be.
Yeah, and Seattle, I saw a little bit of the Arizona game. They had control of this game, but they only beat them 20-10. It was a struggle. Arizona, Ronbo's been playing well this year, not getting blown out in a lot of games at all.
Hey, Jack Roberts, what's up, fam? You know what the thing is? You got to have a certain kind of receiver nowadays. You need what Julio Jones used to be. You need a Jamar Chase. Because these guys are going to win at the peak of the leap, and they're also going to beat their man to a point where he's not going to have a 50-50 chance of snatching that ball out of the air. People think we're not throwing downfield enough. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Do you have a receiver to go downfield? Because otherwise, you're just donating to the defense.
A.J. Brown.
You gotta get it done right. What's his name from the kid you liked that's over with Green Bay? Watson.
Christian Watson.
Devontae. These are the guys that you throw deep to. There's not a lot of those. Tyreek Hill. Yeah. Waddle.
Man, was fast.
Stephon Diggs. You notice how the guys who do that are real famous? Everybody else trying to do that, ain't nobody remembering them.
Ronbo, I just don't get it. Every time I watch Kansas City, I watch Kelsey. They play zone Ronbo. Nobody covers him. He just runs free. Nobody hits him off the line of scrimmage.
Been doing it for years. I've always wondered about that.
Why don't they cover Chris Kelsey? Why don't you cover him? Put a man on him. They just
least
let
a
him run
linebacker?
free.
I don't get it.
They just let him run free. I'm like, is Roger Goodell telling y'all to do
this? No. I've been questioning that for the longest time. I don't get that either.
I be wondering.
Why is Kelsey running wide open free?
Put a body on him. Hit him in the ribs on the way down. Hit him. No, he let him run down free and play zone, and he be watching Mahomes' eyes playing zone. And Kelsey just runs
and waving at Trey Taylor, as he makes a catch.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Come on, man. Cover him. For some reason, there must be a memo out. Don't cover him.
I mean, and this is before he was with Taylor, too. So it's not about marketing.
He's not the greatest tight end of all time, Rob. I've seen a lot of the greats. I've seen a lot of the greats on film.
Yeah,
they're trying to hype him.
Yeah,
he's not even one of the 10 greatest tight ends of all time. Because I put Gronk up there, John Mackey, Ozzie Newsome,
Tony Gonzalez, yes.
Kellen Winslow Sr. is one of my favorites, Ronbo, from way back in the day. Everybody forgot about him.
No,
he's not.
Yeah, Kelsey's running around like you say. Yeah, Kelsey's running around unattended and getting all them touchdowns, and people think he's doing it by himself. He runs a decent route, but come on, man, y'all. No, he's not.
Nobody's covering him. And I like tight ends that do both block, like your guy George Kittle. I've never seen Kelsey block. Never.
Me neither. He's always running routes. But as far as him back on it, he's even said something once. Made a joke on his TV show. Yeah, him and Ocho, he's sitting there. Yeah, you know what? I went to the line of scrimmage one time and I blocked. I forgot who the dude was, but it scared Kelsey to death. Kelsey says, I hit him one time and I bounced off him like a wall. And I came back and told the coach, you better have somebody else do that. I said, see, Travis, I knew it, you really? Panty waist. I knew it. And like you said, Coach won't ask him to do that again.
Ronbo, I don't hate to say it. I'm just kind of glad I'm happy for him because I've always said I was scared for this young man. Lamar Jackson is finally using his arm more than his legs. Finally. He's only running when he has to. He's running a lot less, Ronbo.
Better offensive scheme. I watched that the other day myself, and I was thinking the same thing. And he's a better passer than I thought he was, too.
Yes, he is. His tight end, I like his tight end, Mark Andrews. Yeah. I remember him at Oklahoma. He was All-American. Master Baker Mayfield used to throw to him at Oklahoma because I wanted the Falcons to draft Mark Andrews. He went in the third round.
in
2019, I think. Because we were getting ready to lose Austin Hooper, and the Falcons didn't take him, of course.
Don't feel bad. I got Latou, and there were better choices in this past draft, too. Latou stretched out until next season. Anyway, Tony, we're going to go. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to have to wait till I'm going to see you Friday, and let's talk about your score and the 49ers. This is a scary game.
Well, you heard about Bijan Robinson. Didn't play much. He had a migraine. So Arthur Smith didn't play him much, and the league's investigating something. Why didn't y'all report it? I don't know what's going on with that.
You could lose a draft pick for that.
This past Sunday. So, and also Kyler Murray is back on the active squad. They better not play him. They need to keep Joshua Dobbs playing Ronbo because they got a chemistry in the rhythm. If they play Kyler Murray, they ain't gonna have no wins.
He's probably gonna get smacked down the first play.
Joshua Dobbs has been balling.
I saw the highlights.
He's trying to get it.
Because I was looking for them to lose that game. I was hoping they would. I knew they weren't, but still.
Yeah.
All right, Tony. Always fun. I'll see you Friday.
All right, I'll see you Friday, Ronbo. The only nerd that was in the chat tonight was Chrissy Jim Kim Everett. And Texas boy came in for 2 minutes and he left. So they weren't in the chat tonight.
Everett's still here. He's talking bad about you right now, too. Go in there. You need to
That's
go in there and
right.
work him. Get him.
He's probably on the toilet as he's typing.
Chrissy Everett. All right. Hey, have a great night.
All right, see you fun.
All right, Tony. Hey, yo, JJ.
Hello?
JJ, you don't really make me laugh.
Hey, Rumble.
Other than that, you don't really make me laugh. After I didn't know about LeBron James. Apparently, LeBron James said a long time ago when I sent that out. There were people that are really upset about LeBron James liking or switching his allegiance to the 49ers from the Cowboys. Oh, man, we're 1-3 since he started that. I didn't know he's been with. I didn't know the King made this switch that long ago.
I can't stand bandwagon fans like that, Ronbo. That's why a lot of people don't like Snoop, because he's the biggest bandwagon there is.
Hey.
People don't like freaking. I've seen Lil Wayne wearing Niner shit, and he's also a freaking Packers fan. Like, dude.
Yeah. But Snoop is the
Get
worst.
outta here.
Snoop has been doing this for years. Man. But yeah.
You nasally bastard.
That's how he came up with Blizzo. That isn't what he was really trying to say. He was trying to say something else. It just came out like Blizzo. It's a Blizzo, baby. Snoop, what did you say? Blizzo. What is that? Blizzo. Ain't no such thing as Blizzo. It sounds good. JJ, but hey, 49ers, you got any comments you want to make about this misery last 2 weeks?
I hate to say it, but I gotta agree with freaking Beto here. We only lost by a total of freaking like Bethel.
Oh yeah.
First game we lost by 2 points. This one was by 5, and really, again,
7 points.
had Mooney made that damn shot, that would have been only 3 points, and we would have. It's where we were.
won by
Could have
1.
kicked another game-winning field goal. Yeah, we won by 1, but still, I mean, I don't like playing the what-if game, but it is what it is. It's like our offense. I'm not worried about now. I mean, it's getting to that point where it's completely shifted. Where we had no worries at all on defense. We're good on defense.
Well,
we had to fix that quarterback position, and I thought we did. I know we did. Purdy is still.
No, people need to give him a chance to grow up. He's still a child, and he's doing a great job in his process. But listen, the defense, JJ, I'm concerned about that pressure up front, though.
Now, see, you said something earlier about like 20 minutes ago, and you never cease to amaze me, my friend. But you understand what it is that you're seeing with Purdy, and you see that this kid actually has it. Okay, so a lot of things that went down. I mean, we played 3 plays and we scored and we were back in this game, and people just completely ignore all that. But see, the defense is really, and it's not even. You can't. I mean, what excuse can we come up with this time? I mean, all our players that are down, they're all offensive players. Yeah. We had Dre back. We had the entire line there, and it is what. Another thing, I can't. This is probably the first time I've ever agreed with Trez, but. D'Amico Ryans was by far probably the best one. Like, Sala was amazing, but D'Amico had less to work with.
Yeah.
D'Amico had less to work with, and he was just as dominant.
And
So,
they play
but I think
hard
Wilkes
for
is like,
D'Amico. They really loved him. I'm worried about that, JJ. Do they really like Steve Wilkes? I'm trying to wonder what kind of relationship does he have. Because with D'Amico, we had guys, they'd all run through a brick wall for D'Amico. Because he used to be a player, he's somewhere in their age group range. So I'm thinking, wow, we don't look the same as we did last year.
yeah, well, I deal with other stuff other than football, and like at my age, I know a lot more than a lot of older people on certain things. And it's not to knock on them, but it's to the point where you can't, you can't judge a book by its cover just because somebody's younger. I mean, they were clearly dominant, but again, this has got to be like the best defense we've ever had, and yet people are getting on Bosa and Hargrave and all these because they're not getting sacks. I mean, it's even Fred Warner was struggling a lot yesterday. I mean, the defense was just off the wall horrible. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Did you see Fred dive for that football, hit him all in the chest? I said, Fred, that's 3. I keep counting Fred's bounce off the chest INTs. That's 3.
Fred's the man.
He's
Fred's
good.
The man.
He's made one interception.
This defense, honestly, the thing is, Ronbo, is like, Wilkes came to this, and I was talking to Razor about this, and Razor made a really good sense. He never liked to pick up because this is the same. He's trying to run the same bull crap that he did over there in Carolina. It's even though you have better weapons over here, it doesn't always show up on the field. I mean, look what you're doing. It's just they were converting, I think, 8 third downs out of 13. That's freaking horrible.
Oh, I know that was scary, right? We couldn't get them off the field. They had 10 more minutes of possession offensively than the 49. 10 more minutes. That's a whole quarter.
Yeah. So yeah, this defense is what tricked. I mean, it's kind of I don't like that it's giving people an understanding of how to beat our defense. But again, another positive thing though, we were in the same boat last year around this exact time. We got completely killed by the Chiefs. The year before that, we got killed by the freaking Colts in that monsoon.
Yeah.
And then we made adjustments, and then, hey, we ended up going to the NFC Championship twice. So, I mean, hopefully this is just an eye-opening moment where...
My eyes are wide open, JJ.
But
I'm
then
really concerned.
But we got the damn freaking Tigers next, these little pussy cats that do nothing but throw. Shit!
I know, right? That's why we've got to put Burrow in. He's got to be scared this week. They know this. They're not going to run the ball.
Otherwise,
and they don't do
Burrow's
that well
gonna
anyway.
Burrow something into us if we don't stop him.
Ja'Marr Chase, please, Gibson, guys back there in coverage. Oh, my God, do not let him get behind you because the Burrow-Chase connection will be lit. Oh.
I'm just sick of this whole flags too. Mooney, Ward, please. Anybody with the Moonies and Moody's, please. What's wrong with y'all? Missing field goals and...
He'll be holding Chase all day. Oh, God, please, no. T. Higgins?
If I got to go wrong, I want to ask one question as far as the deadline, the trade line. Is there anybody you think we might get? Maybe a corner?
I have no idea.
Maybe edge?
I don't even know who's available. Anybody in the chat got any ideas about that? Put them up. I'd like to know, too. I have no idea, JJ.
I like Chase Young. I like Brian Burns. But those aren't corners. But
the Vikings would split with Brian Burns?
It's always
I wish they
defense
would.
with me.
Yeah, well, no, Brian Burns, he leads the league in sacks right now. They'd be stupid to trade him. But if they would be, I'd love that.
Maybe John was bargaining with him. Hey, if we throw this game, will you let us have him?
Well, we throw this game. Let's see. What are we going to give you? Well, I'll listen.
Give him Ambry Thomas. Get his ass up in here.
I need Ambry Thomas for T. Higgins. You know what? Ambry didn't do a bad job against T. Higgins. I don't know why he did.
Break, Ronbo.
He did. I don't know what happened to him in Lex Theory after that. JJ, we got to go there.
Give me a break, Ronbo.
I know. I feel foolish after having said it. But anyway, I'll talk to you Friday.
All right, don't listen to show. He's just trying to take over your show by having
No,
all this little crap.
did you
going
notice
through
I
your
did
screen.
not offer any resistance? And show, I know what you were doing, show. I didn't. Just let you beat me, write me bad checks. I knew it.
He was bragging. He was bragging for like a week when he finally had that stuff going across your screen. I did that.
He
I
did.
told
though.
him to do that.
I didn't think about that until today. Well, somebody make this alteration. I give you credit for that. I give show credit for a lot of things, don't I? Fred Warner.
No.
But anyway, let me see you. Let me see Friday, fam.
Enjoy your pizza. Hit me up on the DM since you never do.
I did yesterday. Get it?
No, I said it didn't count.
I noticed.
All
Nah,
right.
JJ. Hey. Oh my God! It's my brother from another mother. Living out in the blue waters of Hawaii. Tony!
Aloha, Ronbo. How you feeling today?
Tony, well, scared. I've not been this scared all year, and mainly because we got a couple people out, and I'm looking at an offensive machine that I don't want to get started. But Tony, I'm sure you got some insights on that, and some things you want to say about the game we just got through losing as well. What are you thinking, Tony? We're dying if you haven't reviewed in a long time about anything, other than the other day. We got a little bit of Tony.
Yeah, no, okay. Well, I called in last night, talked a little bit about the, what we watched last night. And again, I was not at all surprised. I saw a stat on Twitter over the weekend, which really gave me a lot of pause and really convinced me that the Vikings were going to all out win the game.
Ooh.
And that's just that the Vikings tackles, offensive tackles,
Really
Darisaw and I forget who they have on the right hand side, are really good. They're the essentially the top graded PFF duo.
Yeah.
And just watching what happened against Cleveland, who has a pretty solid, although their offensive line was dinged up, but they had a pretty solid offensive line that also run a very similar scheme. I remember Stefanski used to be the offensive coordinator in Minnesota, and he was able to gash the 49ers for 160 rushing yards in Cleveland. And seeing, and having watched a good amount of Vikings games, I felt, Kevin O'Connell, who went to the Vikings from the Rams, would take a look at what Stefanski did and, work to try to duplicate it. And that's kind of what they did. They weren't as successful running the ball with Madison, but I think a lot of that also has to do with the fact that Cleveland, has better running backs, with Kareem Hunt, I know Chubb is also beat up and done for the season for Cleveland, but those two offensive lines could more than handle our defensive line. And they did. And just to keep beating that dead horse, Ronbo, we are missing one critical component along our defensive line, which will unlock the entire thing, which is an every down speed rusher. We kind of had that last season with Ebukam, who at least was good at setting the edge and who was athletic. Yes. And this season, I like Randy Gregory a lot. I think he's a very welcome addition. I would love to see him as part of a NASCAR package, deeper down the stretch. He is good at generating pressure, but we don't have that D Ford guy who just gets off the ball, who can take advantage with speed of those matchups that he will get if Armstead and Hargrave and Bosa are eating up offensive line coaches, bandwidth. So we need that, as you say, Ronbo, that double barrel shotgun. Yeah. And so I'm not sure who that. Everyone wants Brian Burns. That's who I would want to. I'm trying to deep dive. We have a few more days to go before the trade deadline, but I'm not sure if that is going to materialize. But my other thing is this season, the way the 49ers roster has morphed, I would say that what is really important actually is that offense needs to lead the way. And some other callers alluded to this earlier tonight, but the Niners were in both of the games that they lost at the end, driving, and some critical mistakes are what cost them the game. Mm-hmm. And I would say this is that in Cleveland, we lost Deebo Samuel for several weeks. right? Christian McCaffrey got dinged up. And most importantly, Trent Williams was playing very valiantly on what hopefully is not a high ankle sprain. And then we didn't have Trent Williams last night. We did not have Deebo Samuel last night. Christian McCaffrey soldiered forward with his teeny tiny tear in his oblique, but played very well, all things considered, getting the touchdowns when we needed them. And quite frankly, Brock Purdy, I thought, did an admirable job, although he did have 2 interceptions, and is sort of coming back down to earth after his amazing season last year. But the thing of it is, we could not run the ball the way that we've been able to run the ball weeks 1 through week 5, and also the way that we've been able to run the ball last season. And that has everything to do with the offensive line. Absolutely. And I have been, hitting people over the head with this for, 2.5 seasons now. But ever since Alex Mack, got, retired, right? Yeah. We have not had that center that Kyle Shanahan's offense truly needs. Now, I know Brendel made the Pro Bowl alternate last season and as voted on by players and coaches. That's admirable. And he's okay. But the problem really is that right guard and that right tackle. And so offensive line is something that's very difficult to fix through training in the middle of the season. But I'm kind of looking around at options. I actually see a guy that is interesting and who, if nothing else, could add depth. And he is he's on the Tennessee Titans. He's their starting right tackle. His name is Chris Hubbard. Okay. He is a veteran. He's around 300 pounds, but he is their starting right tackle. But where he grades out well, according to PFF, is in zone running. Okay, he's a great zone run blocker. Okay, and because the Titans are sellers right now at the deadline, and because he's only $1 million contract, I think we might actually be able to get a guy like Chris Hubbard for a pick swap, quite frankly, which would, I think, if nothing else, bring extra depth to the position. Because if Colton McKivitz gets hurt, God forbid Colton McKivitz gets hurt. Okay, because what's worse than Colton McKivitz, right? The guy who's playing behind him.
I can't imagine. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, then I forgot about that. Whoever's behind him. Yeah, right.
Right. So, with Trent down, that affects the way Kyle can call the game, and he's not able to utilize everything that he wants to. Plus, there's no Deebo to do the quick screen game to take some pressure off of them. There's so many things, Ronbo, but really and truly, the Niners have $41 million of cap space, and the Niners have a lot of picks. And I think that there are a couple of guys that we can look through in the bargain basements that we're not talking about starters here. We're talking about guys who would be able to help right the ship. Because from the 10,000 foot view, I'm worried about how are we going to be able to go to Philly in January and win. And right now I'm not seeing it. I'm simply not seeing it. They are too physical along offensive and defensive line. And that's where the Niners need to improve. So what do you think about all that, Rombo?
I agree with it. And especially, like you just said, going to Philly right now, expecting to win? I don't think so. I would have said that 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. But now, we got some adjustments to make. They made some adjustments. We've got to keep up with what they're doing in order to be able to beat them. And they panicked in Philly after that loss. Jalen Hurts lost his mind that day and threw 3 picks in one game, and they lost. And so now, suddenly they do look like the best team. And I've been loving saying, listen, guys, the Eagles are overrated. I love to say that. Why I do that, I don't know. But I said it earlier. They're not. I saw them play, finally. Yeah, they're tough.
Yeah.
They showed the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. No, that's a preview of us, remember, because
Mike?
like they run a Fangio defense, and that's where we're different. But honestly, like the offense, like watching Philly just do what they did on their defense. Jalen Carter flopping and everything, right? They are impressive because they are a team that is built to win in the trenches with physicality, and we are a finesse team. Unfortunately, we are a finesse team on both sides of the line right now, and we are not getting home. And people are going off about how good the team is at pressuring, and it's true. Like you look at those numbers, and we are getting unlucky with those pressures. I mean, the interception that Charvarius Ward didn't get that Jordan Addison then took for a touchdown. Okay. Now I know everyone's the blitz call and beating up Wilkes, and there is validity to that call, right? But that pass was off of pressure. That was a bad pass by Kirk Cousins that should have been intercepted. Okay. So pressure is mattering, but we're getting unlucky with it. Okay. So we just need that to flip. But the problem is, Ronbo, why play craps? And
right.
You can't count on luck, So, but if you can get home and turn those pressures into sacks, maybe there's fewer pick opportunities, but you're blunting drives and then setting up 3rd and long, which then creates interception opportunities. So, there's a lot to look in the mirror about, and with Cincinnati coming to town off their bye with their defensive backs. They have good coverage defensive backs, and I'm concerned about that. But the Niners need to prove their mettle going into our bye, and we're gonna see. 5-2 isn't bad.
No, but 5-3 might be, because now teams are going to start catching up. And Tony, those Bengals do have a defensive pass rush. I don't know where it came from. It was pretty good last year, but this year, when I seen them playing the Rams, that was brutal. I don't know, maybe the Rams' offensive line wasn't ready for it, but my God, I said, you know what? That's not the same Bengals team I remember. So, yeah.
Well, I will say this. I know I have to go. I'm sure there's people who are telling me to shut the F up, as it were, in the comments section. But I just got to say this. Part of the reason why that Bengals pass rush is so good is because they have a good safety and they have a good cover corner, which is definitely allowing their defensive line time to get home. And yes, they do have actually a really good interior defensive lineman who is good at rushing the passer, and they have a very good defensive end. So they are built to win in the modern NFL. And then they turn around and then it's Burrow, it's Chase, it's Higgins, and it's Mixon. And yeah, they are. It's good. It should be a good game, Ronbo, because Niners are going to be ready to play, and I think the Bengals are too.
Hey, what is the Bengal record right now?
They are they have 3 losses, I think. They have 3 losses right now. Yeah, they're 4-3. Yeah.
They'll be fighting tooth and nail. They do not want to go.
Yep. That's a good division. It
is. No, really, it's terrible. I would hate to be that division. I mean, the Bengals, you got the Browns that are very frightening, and they just lost their running back. And then you got Lamar over there running around as well. I mean, oh my God, there's no.
And then you got Gardner Minshew and Jonathan Taylor, who just hung 40 points on the Browns defense. So
isn't that amazing?
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's pretty good.
And what did Minshew do in the end zone? I said, what?
Yeah.
what is that? Oh, they've taken a whole nother. Oh God, I did not. Okay, we're gonna be okay, Tony.
We will be.
Friday, Tony. If you got time, I hope you get back in here. Always got to be.
I will do my best.
Back in here. All right, Tony.
Mahalo, Rambo. Take care.
Mahalo. Good night, Tony. There he goes. Mr. Black Eye says, take that Ward bleep up before halftime. Beat ourselves. And the thing is about that, Ward had his hands. I don't know what happens in that moment. Well, I do. Because when you're hustling and like that, all things have to do is slip left, right, or something like that. And it's so quickly when it happens, you don't have time. But Mooney just got, maybe that kid's stronger than he looks. But he looks like nothing but bones and with flash struts across it. I don't see any size. But guys like that can be wiry, and they can be confusingly strong. So, fam, okay, how about that's enough for tonight? I'll tell you what we're going to do. Thanks for the contributions, fam. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hit that like when we leave, please. And don't forget to subscribe. We have fun like this all the time. You can come in here and beat on the Rams fans. Jim Everett loves the guy's a masochist. He's into pain and suffering. Then you have Texas boy. But other than the trolls, we got some really great 49er fans. Salute to the Niner Empire. Love you guys. See you Friday night. Let's talk about what's going to happen Friday. And we're going to give a big group hug, because we don't want to start crying before the game starts. We could win. Where did I get this? Oh, yes. Rocky Balboa. He was about to fight Clubber Lang. And Adrian comes up to him and says, "You can't win." even in that movie, that line scared me. We can do it, fam. Because at the end of the game, we want to say, Yo, Adrian! Niners! We got this, fam. We got this. See you Friday.